Bing, bang, boom. Let's get the Twitch set up too, and we are good to go. Hopefully. Yes, we are. Very nice. Very nice. Bing, bang, boom. 1 second. 1 second. Just gotta get it out of the way. Twitch, we posted, and we should be fine when we pin it. Perfection. Alrighty. Yo, Barony03, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It is time for day 4, and we haven't done anything besides guides. So we have a lot of stuff to push, a lot of characters to level, and a lot of progress to be made. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. I wonder where we stop, and if we can finally, if we can make it today past chapter 11.1. So let's make sure we get our clan sign in. Yo, Black Knight, what's up? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's get rid of this invitation exclamation mark. All right, I want to see no more. Okay, I discovered that the Moonfall Games was merely a vessel selection ritual disguised in beautiful trappings by the Hall of the Elders. The girls advanced over the corpses of their companions, absolute strength being the only means of survival. Lamia too hesitated, but when girl 9, number 66, disappeared under the crimson moonlight, she clutched the scythe of fate with trembling hands. The Lamia of today is unrecognizable from her former self, and she is a predator. As long as she stays in her lane, she can be as much of a predator as she wants to. Makes me wonder, do we have to get rid of like these T's to be able to not have an exclamation mark anymore? It's gonna be fine. It's going to be just fine. Yo, Irfan Hakimi, welcome back. Or welcome for the first time. I might have mixed it up. I don't know. So, message from the bookseller. Man, at some point I'll have to take like 24, let's like say like 20 hours or more to just sit there and read the lore and like connect it all together. Or like watch the trailers again or the story. We've been progressing a bit too fast to really keep up with it. Yeah. We've been a bit too fast. It's kind of hard to keep track of how many things we're actually looking at and what's really going on. But first off, we can obviously collect some daily rewards. We can collect our chapter reward. We can upgrade these units. Ooh, back-to-back clearances. Back-to-back clearances. Triple back-to-back clearances. Beautiful. So I guess you weren't meant to get past without level 90 heroes. That is what I can see from this. But we did it somehow. So that's quite nice. Boon. Yeah, okay, we can claim all of them at the same time at some point. A bit later. Free is always great. Anything that isn't free, I'm afraid it might not be in your best interest. Yeah, like for example this. The logic behind this is you pay 90 gems to get 2 hours worth of pure blood, but instead you could also just do an extra sermon and then buy the next attempt for 50 gems if you really want 2 hours worth of resources. So yeah, it really seems like most, if not all of these are a scam. Also look at this. Whoever in their right mind either pays 560k for a tier 4 piece, 1,000 gems for a tier 6 piece, or 3.5 fucking million gold for a tier 5 piece. This ruins your account, right? This ruins your account, and you want to know how you can ruin your account the quickest? It's very simple. You are in the process of shifting your reset. Should you buy the 5 entries in the event? No. These 5 entries, they don't run away. So you can just wait for them for like the last day of the event and see how much you need. But I'm pretty much certain you're going to be able to get everything you want without even needing to get them. Like usually these events only last like 2 weeks or maybe a week, but with this event lasting 3 whole weeks, you have more than enough time to just play the stages and get further. Rally A! Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream! So, 1-6. Let's make some progress. These stages shouldn't be too hard to clear. You just pulled a Transcendent Noah and Agaris. Wait, both Transcendent? Or Transcendent Noah and Agaris? Both are nasty. One is just even more disgusting. Both outcomes are nasty, but
we still have to push forward, right?
Day 4, what is your opinion about the game? For me, it's an absolute banger, but make raid up and regular balance different scrolls really ruined the idle experience. Did it? I mean, for me personally, I'm just used to it, you could say, right? Like you get your free summons, you can just summon them whenever, and also, oh yeah. That's what we're here for, right? If any of you have any questions at all, feel free to ask away. That's what we're here for. We're not just streaming so you can watch. Okay. Let's do this one by one. We can do this. Thanks to first time I haven't had the SSR until hard pity. Ouchie. So, yeah, what I wanted to say is, think about it like this. If Blue Dawn scrolls and the other scrolls were the same currency, what if there's no great banner? What are you gonna do then? Huh? Save for the end of time? No, with like one standard banner you could just pretty much always summon if you wanted to, right? There will be a point where it makes sense to save because limited units after their banner also go into the normal pool. But in general you can then summon there and you only have to hold on to your gems, right? You just have to be careful with those gems. Stream in the morning, he got in 30 pulls 2 Seth and in Agaris back to back in every 10 pull. Yeah, we did 60 pulls and we got nothing. We have 1 Transcendent, alright? So let's see. We're not that many people here, but let me know how. How do we? I can't switch to a new Gmail to create a new account. On phone, it is currently impossible unless you actually have a different device to log onto. Because if you log from a phone onto another phone, you remove the account from the old phone. So if you have 2 phones, you can just swap between them. And if not, you should use the PC client. Hey, Follymaker. Hey, nice that you appreciate those videos. I'll try to keep them coming. And I have a big one planned for after this stream. So we want to make our own progression. And then when we end this stream, I'll be working on, again, one of like a bigger video, like how to use the top 10 video was like a bit longer. The other one is going to go in depth on team building, pretty much any kind of tips I can give you for as much and as many situations as possible, because I have a whiteboard right there, right? And on that one, I've got the word team building double undercrossed and circled. So yeah. And the reason why I haven't yet worked on it is I kind of wanted to give the video a bit of time to breathe, right? Because we just uploaded 6 videos within 3 hours, right? 30 minutes between each, and it's getting a bit too much. We gotta chill a bit. Yes, both Transcendents. So, for those of you in chat currently, we are not that many yet. How many of you have 2 Transcendents or more? I just want to know, because for reference, I have 1, right? I have 1 Transcendent. We've got Lemine, and we might have done a couple summons, right? So, for those of you that have 2 or more, let me know. I just kind of want to get a bit of a frame of reference. Hey, ZZ, welcome to the 1 club, man. Got 1-1. Hey, we are together. Apes together strong. Only Lemine, gang. Oh, We have to change our team. We're currently using a non-diffuse unit. You got a Tiagers and a Noah. Easy. 2 Noahs and a Seth. That's 3. Gee. 4. Only 4. How is it only? How we sold, right? We didn't use the right units. We sold the bonus, but we're fine. We just have to now pay attention that we actually do so. Only 4 is crazy. 5 in total. Only 4 is crazy work, man. Only 4 is crazy work.
Those who don't know subservience.
So yeah, these stages, they shouldn't pose too much of an issue. So we'll just pretty much use the best team we have, so we can then move on with other things and potentially obviously also work towards unlocking the nightmare mode.
As you wish.
Hello, give me some of your luck. What's my ID? Can you add you later? Unfortunately, I think our friends are capped. We only have 30 friend slots, and I think we are already on 30. You got 3. Hey, shout out to you, man. Good luck. That's some good luck. But yeah, there's no time to cry. I am super grateful that we pulled a Lamine. Like, I am super grateful for that. And on the rest of the side of things, we are looking quite up anyway. You're stuck at 9-8. Now the squid just kidnapped me and my DPS do not do enough damage to kill the tentacles. Yeah, if your AoE DPS cannot kill the tentacles and you cannot displace your team, then for 9-8 you're probably going to have to increase your unit's level. You're going to be surprised how much of a difference it makes for your account just by upgrading like the level of your heroes by 4. Like the scaling sometimes goes crazy. It sometimes goes crazy. Hey Peachy boy, thank you so much, man. Glad to hear you're enjoying him. If you have Yggdrasil and Amy, do I really need the SSR Iona? Kinda want to get Van Helsing as your alternative for Lamine. You know, you can also wait, right? Like you don't have to use your 150 selector today. You can see how far you can push, but trust me, you're going to run into an issue later down the line in the story if you don't have a Seth or an Iona, because you're going to get crushed by the enemy damage, right? You need to survive somehow, and it's either Seth or Iona if you wanted to do it the most efficiently. Have we done our friendship multis yet? No, we're saving for a 10 pull. I mean, that's not quite true. I did my very first one, but you can see. Oh! Can we get some? Oh no, we received all today. Unfortunate. So that means we only got, yeah, it's day 4, so we had 120 because we now only have, yeah, we didn't quite hit the cap. So tomorrow we can do our first friendship 10x and see if we can hit that 2% chance. It is still so surprising to me that something like this exists, right? Friendship summons, you can do a 10 pull every 4 days and it's a 2% chance. It's pretty amazing. What default comp are you using for pushing main story? I can show you in a second. My problem is not the XP, it's the other link to level up hero, the other thing to level up heroes. I mean, right, if you want to go past 80, just start using SRs, right? You got an SSR from there too? Acapella, that is huge. Hey, Gabeiro, appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. I don't even know who to use as DPS. Van Helsing, Transcendent Noah, Ascendant Agaris, Lamia. Lamia is always a safe pick, so I would always use Lamia, and then for a second one you can use probably Transcendent Noah, Agar. So Transcendent Noah if you need AoE, like Lamia is a mainstay, Transcendent Noah if you need more AoE, and Agaris if you need more single target damage. What are the candidates used for in the storyline? So what are the candidates used for in the castle? So it's been 2.5 months, right? It's been around 2.5 months since they've played the beta. So if I remember correctly, right? We'll obviously see when it happens, but there should just be like an exclamation mark pop up in somewhere in this interface right here, at which point you can just click on it and then you right, it reads right here. So for example, you just discover a bit of extra lore, and based on the quantity, you can see how we can only have 3 candles, and they only reset weekly. That means they are rare, right? They are rare, and it shouldn't happen every single day. Do we know who the next limited banner after Lamia will be? Yes, we do, but anything past that we don't. The next limited hero is someone who the consensus as of this moment, we'll obviously do our own testing when she comes out, so you don't have to summon. And the consensus for the moment with Dal Carlo, that's her name, is she's not worth it. Alright? That's the general consensus of the beta, that Mrs. Dal Carlo right here is someone you can comfortably skip and wait for her to enter the normal pool. So it seems like the next big target to summon for is probably going to be the day or the days after that the Lamia banner ends, which is coincidentally for both. Like what a coincidence, for both the 17th. So something should happen around like the 18th to 20th. Easy skip? Pretty much. But you can try to get a copy if you want to. I just don't think you're going to need it. Yeah, she fine. If you just want to collect her for gentleman's sake, you can definitely do so. The cat? No, she's not a cat. Or is she? That would be news to me. Let's see. Have we finished everything here? Yes, we have. Perfect. So we can get an extra summon. We can get the 20 reward. Dude, we can do 2 temples. And a SSR shard. We're about to do those. Van Helsing is still the best? Sure. My game is plan as free to play is just saving every moon tiers until real limited characters? Sure. You can definitely do so. You can definitely do so, but I don't even know if these characters even exist. We'll have to see. They probably do exist, right? But we'll have to see. Time to Gamba? Yes. So, before we Gamba, let me atone for my sins, okay? So, because of the game release, I've basically cut down on sleep, right? And it all came back to haunt me for like the night to today. So what I did was, I just slept through, right? I needed some more sleep, and in that process, I woke up like 1.5 hours to reset, and I kind of forgot to do my Tomb of the Fallen, right? Like, to a degree, it is always a great idea to wait with doing your fights to the very last moment, so you can get the very best gear. The same is, so you wait to the last moment so you can get the highest score. You can also obviously wait for arena. You might pull another unit that helps you, but you do really have to make sure you do it at all, right? It is not worth it to completely forget about it. You have all ancestors, I have 1. Is this live? Yes, this is live. This is live. So, I have 1. There's a couple more we need. 5 to be exact. We can get ourselves a second one, yes. We can get ourselves a second one. But, you really think I'm going to pick one? Just to potentially pull a copy of them? No. I want at minimum 1 or 2 more before I use my Ancestral Coffin. Or at least a reason to pick someone super specific, you know? So, yeah. And that's my game plan. And as I already talked about in the video, the second coffin is just so we can get another character leveled up to 200, or if we need like an off-meta pick or something. Like for example, if I really want to test out Triss, I can always just pick Triss from there. Enough yapping. Yala probably here for some summons. I mean, who doesn't like summons, right? So let's do 20. Let's do a perfect SSR shard. I think she's looking at us funny. Right? She's looking at us funny, so maybe that's a sign. Maybe that is a sign. Bing! Bang! Booyah! Alright, what can we get? Roll the dice, roll the dice! Oh, instant! Hey, shout out to Bella. Shout out to Bella. Another Bella copy. We take those. We love those. We need those.
Allow me to accompany you.
Let me make one thing clear.
How about we get another one? Huh? I mean, what's better than one SSR? The answer is obviously two.
Impress me, and I may consider.
Ah, unfortunate. Okay. Last 10 pull before the SSR ticket. Bang. Bang. Boom. You switched accounts. Aw, wanted to reroll. Solid, actually. She's amazing, man. She is amazing. Like, I'm gonna do an updated launch tier list either today or tomorrow. And I am going to put her into S tier. And you can fight me for it if you feel like it, but I am going to rank Bella as an S tier hero. And there is nothing you can do about that.
It's time for me to
I'm going to rank her with the ancestors. Yes, she's free. So we can get our third copy for our level 200 Bella if we just wait for day 8. On day 8, everybody can get her. But yeah, you can fight me for it. This artifact is broken. This is broken. In combination with her, the fact that she heals her summons, that she doesn't even tank herself, that she doesn't get damaged, and that when a summon disappears, she restores max HP. Unbelievably strong. Unbelievably strong combo. Okay. SSR ticket. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
Just Octavia will do.
A Octavia.
Is irrelevant.
Okay. I don't think we had her before. She's new. Huh. Okay. Okay, we take those.
Their end with grace.
We've got a new unit that we'll have to play around with. Where were we? Exactly, in this storyline. Bella. This artifact, the chronometer on Bella, is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
cash only. No
The synergy between Bella and this artifact, it is too much. Okay, Far Side of the Moon, Twilight Path, stage 8. Right? Because we have 3 entries left, so we gotta play stage 8. You just got an acapella. GG. If it's your first one, that is crazy. And if it's another copy, easily getting your way towards that 200 and extra stats is always great. So, one of you asked me, what is my basic team comp to push content as of this moment? It actually revolves around
Quite interesting.
a pretty tanky formation because we're always hitting like above our BP. So what we're bringing is a single DPS, which can be any AoE DPS, like your Agaris, like your Noahs, like your Lamias. We are actually using Lamia. And then we use the combo between Starry-Eyed Iona and Friedrich, where he can give himself shields. She makes the shields he himself gives himself stronger. She gives him more shields. He gets more magic damage reduction from the shields. Out of solely again, spend all my cash gazing at the stars. That is what I told you. Do not overspend on the observatory. It's not worth it. Best, thank you, Friedrich. When is weekly reset? Monday. Weekly reset seems to be Monday, 1.5 hours ago on a Monday, whatever that is in your local time. So yeah, we are running double healer in Starry-Eyed a cappella. Then we're running Bella as a tank and also Friedrich as a tank. And then a single DPS. But you can also, or we can also think about, depending on if we need it, swapping in double DPS and double healer. So that is at the moment my preferred formation.
As you wish.
So that is pretty much how I've pushed for the last couple of days. Outside of that, fighters, I don't have someone to enable them, right? Like most fighters tend to really want Transcendent Hearty. Don't have her. You just need a Transcendent Noah? Yeah, maybe we'll get one, but you know what? I'm pretty much fine where I am. And I'm still very sad. We haven't pulled any Ressa copies, and I also haven't yet found a use for her, but I swear, I'll find one. Ressa is going to be made meta, and if I have to drag her into it by hand, I'll do so. Hey bro, I need a team comp. You have 2 Dupe, Van Helsing, T, Amy, T, Agaris, Hardy, Bella, Octavia, Friedrich, T-Bot, aggressive. Aggressive? Okay. Is aggressive a cappella?
Kiss.
I have Insania Garus Max Dupe, but not a single tank or healer. How does that work? How did you even get there? But yeah. I mean, team comp wise, T, Amy and Bella, double tank. And you have to find a healer. You have to find a healer somewhere, somehow. Right? Like, if you're running double tank, you're fine with 1 healer. But you have to get survivability somewhere. You look amazing on the DPS side of things. You can just use Agaris, you could use a Lamia. You could use whatever you want. Tank side of things, really good, but survivability. Survivabilities. You have 2 Ressa, 2 more to go. Ooh. Gotta get that level 200, but keep in mind, day 8 you get another one. There's a healer tank in the game? Yes, Ressa is at least what I would consider a healer tank. Need to do 2 more pulls to get select and get Acapella. Yep, Acapella is what you need. It's too much. Here's a perfect team. Seth, Acapella, Bella, Trinoa, Ascendary, Agaros, or Lamia.
Keep cats in such a gloomy castle.
Yeah. Unless you need even more survivability. So you think I should pick Seth on your 450? Me personally, Seth, right? Seth is who really allows you to push where you shouldn't go. Because her healing is that much stronger than even a Steroid Iona. But... it depends on how many Transcendents you have. Do the AFK resources cap at 12 hours? Yeah, it seems to do so. Can you swap out characters from the level up tree? Your highest 5 leveled characters are on the level up tree, no matter who they are. So, if you want to know if you should pick a Seth, I would wait until you have like 2 or 3 Transcendents just to make sure that you don't pull her while you get there. Or you could get her early if you, for example, don't have a Starry-Eyed Iona. There's not much you can do wrong with this Seth, right? Picking a Seth, it's not something you regret. You have Trans, Hearty, Monster, and Lamia. Who should you main? It depends on the rest of your gang, but for Trans Hearty to truly shine, you would also have to use debuffers, and Lamia is more flexible and also offers some survivability. Best team, all content, Tinoa, Lamia, Steri, Diona, Bella, Nicole. I would argue the Nicole pick could be swapped out. Like, out of all those picks, Nicole probably plays the least amount of role.
That was too easy.
Might be replaceable for another AoE DPS or another tank or the like. Is it advisable to keep restart for good first pull? Yes. If you are interested in having the easiest time, then summoning or re-rolling, right? Re-rolling until you can get any of the 6 I'm about to show you right here. Unless you can get any of the 6, yeah, it is advised, right? Because those are just harder to get, and you really want to start off with one of them, if possible. But you can also just start in and just pull them later. It all depends on a bit of RNG and what you get. Yeah. Is there any chance that Transcendent characters show in Chart Shop? No.
See anything you like?
As far as I know, there's not a possibility for that to happen.
Items not to your liking? We have more over here.
And even if it happens, it's probably like, what, 1,000 of fragment residue maybe?
Please come again.
You got Lamine, how good is she? In my opinion, she's amazing. She's...
Remember to come
probably the biggest burst AoE damage dealer in the game as of this moment. So you're saying I'm stuck at level 80 until you pull another hearty? No. I have a video, right? A really quick one that tells you within a minute on how to get past the 80 barrier, if you're interested in that. But I can also give you the short version. Just upgrade SSRs, right?
I've been waiting for you.
Just upgrade SSRs instead. They can get to 160 and then just use your characters on the transfusion tree. If you have them on the transfusion, the awakenings still count. They don't have to be leveled for the awakenings to count. So for example, let's see if we have a good example to show you. This Bella right here. There is no difference between a level 90 Bella through transfusion and a level 90 Bella level 90, right? There is no difference at all. The only thing you're getting is, for example, us. We have the ability to take our Lamine past level 80, which we couldn't if we didn't have 5 characters past level 80. Otherwise, obviously, she would be stuck at 80 because we don't have a copy of her and probably won't get one of her. You did it and you ran out of gold? Yeah, as I said, you really have to be careful that you don't screw yourself with the Soli. You have to be really careful with it. You got the blood peoples to level 90 and you're broke? Yeah, I mean, look at our resources. We are also level 90 and... okay, we do have 4 million left, but that's because of the event stages, alright? I really upgraded them before we played the event stages and I was on like 0. that wasn't meant to happen. Oh, I know where we got the whole blood. From here. Because we were able to collect these chapter rewards multiple times. Like we just went from like stage 19 to stage 24 in, or stage 23 in just like a snap pretty much. You went for the more transfusion slots? Yeah, but only go for the 5. Don't go for the 10 extra. Like, look at us. We currently have 10 slots. Right? We currently have 10 slots and 1.2 million gold. If we wanted to get the next set, we would have to spend probably close to like, yeah, if you count the stars, we would probably have to spend close to like, I don't know, 1 million, maybe even more. We would be broke. And why is it important not to be broke? That is because you want to continue pushing your characters. Like you can have all the blood essence in the world, but if there comes a time where you don't have the gold to pay it, it does not help you.
That's more like it.
This power shall root out the wicked.
What's this new trick?
Illuminating the world, as impartial as time.
Yeah, like look at that. We just lost 200k. No, even more. We just spent 500k in a couple clicks. Be careful with your Soli. Be careful with your Soli. You do not want to spend resources. Like, you do not want to have a point where you have to use a chest like this just to get Soli. Like, if you can avoid it, try to avoid it, please. Like, these things can only save you so many times. Once you're out, that's when you're in a big drought. That's when the trouble and the problems start to appear. You do it so you can do the faction trials. That's something you can also just do on the second rotation or on the third rotation. There's no need for you to do them day one. Like, let me show you the reason why there's no need to do it day one. Look at the power. Like, we have all factions open today, so we could push them all. Look at the power requirement. 12,000. And that is not for your whole account. That is just for your faction members. Like, look at the Tower of Ancestry. You really think it makes a difference you need more transfusion slots? Like, we have one hero. We have one hero. You spent the chest for blood, is that alright? Yes. Spending it for like blood or divine blood, those are the resources you really want. Oh, I do get now why this tower is a bit tasty, right? Like, look at this. The ancestral tower actually allows you to get ancestral shards. That's actually quite overpowered. Ancestral shards, that's nasty. But getting there, yeah. And trust me, if stage 1 already starts with an average, like let's divide by 5 because you can bring 5 units. If stage 1 already starts with an average of 2,500 blood, you for sure will know that stage 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, those are only going to get worse. So the tower is going to get harder than you can progress. I wouldn't say fuck the Ancestral Tower, I would say it's more of a long-term goal, right? Like, you'll make your way to it at some point. You'll be able to make your way towards there at some point. It might take a while. It might even take a couple months, but once you do, and you open that Ancestral Shard, has to be one of the best feelings. Whatever you did, boo-boo. Hey, it's not like you cannot recover, right? But also, it's great that you did it, because we can now save others from doing what you did. Huh? Isn't that nice? Half moon. Wrong. Waning moon. Wrong. Daytime. Yay! My memory serves me correctly. Whew. Lucky for us, we were able to randomly guess the right location. Hall of the Elders. No. Inner Sanctum. Yay! Woo! So yeah, you can read the lore. It's good lore, right? It is worth the read. It is worth the time spent. Or you could just spam, right? Back with the coffee. It's not a coffee. It's tea, but imaginary toast. Also, the music is pretty nice. I really like the fact that there's so many different soundtracks for things. I hope they keep it up. It just gives you a really immersive vibe. Yeah, I'll probably be like screenshotting the story or something before the event disappears, just so I have it. You got a trance, hearty trance, Amy Van Helsing, a cappella, CC in your first 50 summons. Should you keep going? Dude, are you asking that on purpose? Or because you've got two ancestors. If you reroll another time, I'll curse you with Kane, Mass. Yeah, I'll curse you with Kane, Mass. I don't know, Kane, Mass, Otavia in your first 30 summons. Alright? Please do not reroll. Hey, Diane, welcome to the stream and thank you so much. Is it worth for free to play to try to get the extra 3 copies of Lamia? Maybe. I can't give you a 100% yes or no, but I would say maybe. Because it is extra stats. So while a Lamia without copies can reach the same level as a Lamia with copies through the transfusion system, you will be missing a couple extra stats. The real question though is, how relevant is that going to be? And it also to a degree depends on how many resources are you willing to invest and what's your current plans. Like for example, if you also want to summon Dal Carlo just for the point of summoning her, you shouldn't summon for more Lamias, right? Because if you want to collect them all, getting 1 copy of each is better than 4 copies of all, right? Otherwise you just have to go broke, huh? Should you save your normal summons? No, just summon them. Just summon them so you can make progression, so you can ascend your units. There is a point at which you can start saving your summon scrolls, and I would say that point is once you have most units. Let's actually collect that reward right here. Ooh, a tea set. We're definitely going to give it to her. So the point where you kind of want to stop, I guess, is depending on how many ancestors you have, but the more you fill out this invocation altar here, like the closer you get to having full ascendancies on all of them, the more careful you want to be, because if you haven't seen it yet, it says right here that Spirit Scraps, Pity, Featured Vessel, not quite, sorry. I think it's in the notes. Yeah, here. After this limited embrace ends, Lamia will become available in the standard embrace and the friendship summons even. Perennial embrace event, Celestial Concerto, and also in the rare, advanced, and perfect charts. So the closer you get to having most of the heroes already, then you can start waiting. Like for example, for us, we are never going to get any benefit out of more Lamias. We have too many Lamias, right? Like, there's no point for us to get her from a shard. If we get her from a shard, it doesn't matter, right? If we put her on a wish list, we would just be wasting time, right? Every time you try to pull, you skip. What is the friendship summons? Right here. So Celestial Concerto, the way this works is every single day you just want to go to your friends tab. Make sure you have 30 friends, alright? Just try to send a bunch of friend requests. If you have 30 friends, you can then send and also receive these hearts. You don't need them from everyone. I think a heart received is like worth like 3 or something. So you can get 30 each day. And then every 4 days, you can do a 10 pull to get a 2% chance at an SSR every single 4 days. Do I have a guide on which artifact to give to each character? Not yet. And one of the reasons why is because I still want to wait. Like, I'll probably do it tomorrow, and that is because most of you probably haven't even unlocked the 3rd artifact yet, right? So I do want to try to keep in line with like the general player base progression. So like for example here you just upgrade the first one. Getting here it does take a while. So we're taking it a bit slower on like general recommendations and stuff. And also so I can get some more knowledge and make sure that if I do give you the recommendations, they are the best that can be. Yeah, exactly. You're just doing it now. But yeah, the 3rd one is probably the most unique one. Am I an official CC for the game? Not yet. I have applied. And I apparently will know by the end of tomorrow if we made it into the CC program. And if not, we'll have to continue grinding and apply again. So, yeah. Kane, Theophane, Augustia, Piera, Ressa, Amy, Starry-Eyed, Bella, Acapella. So yeah, what I wanted to talk about is not just a whole bunch of names, but it's Triss. It's Triss and Van Helsing specifically, right? Triss and Van Helsing specifically are both the prime characters to use the 3rd artifact on. Van Helsing does basic attacks with his ultimate, and Triss does basic attacks with her ultimate. So that means if you have the 3rd artifact, Van Helsing or Triss, let me know. If I'm like pretty good on what all characters do, but if you've seen a character that does basic attacks not just with their basic attacks, but also like for example a character whose ultimate counts as basic attacks. Oh, Joanne, right? Joanne is another one. So it's between Triss, Joanne, and Van Helsing, but I might be forgetting someone. Hey, Unknown was good. So yeah, where is she? Gallery, Joanne. We don't even have a copy of Joanne, for example. Havana, Joanne, right? Joanne enters the state in which her basic attacks deal more damage. So Joanne, Van Helsing, or Triss are the perfect units there. Any replacement for Amy? Bella. Bella is, in my opinion, the 2nd strongest tank in the game. If we sort by tanks, you see we're only missing Transcendent Amy, but in order of who I prefer to use, it goes Bella, Friedrich, and then it's like Yggdrasil, Theophane, but I didn't even see much opportunity to use any of the two. I'm mainly just running Friedrich and Bella, or both at the same time, but yeah, Transcendent Amy is obviously the best tank. You got an Acapella dupe in the Lamia banner raid off. If you got an Acapella, then yes, the next one is going to be a Lamia or Ancestral. So Someone asked, is there any point in going past 4 copies? The answer is no. There is no point. Like, for example, look at this. We are on copy 7. Okay? Copy 7. And look at how much of an increase this is. 50 attack. 20 defense. 19 magical defense. There isn't enough of a significant significant value for you. And also keep in mind, she enters the normal pool. So if you really want to max her out, she enters the normal pool after the banner disappears. So getting her fully maxed out to level 200 during the banner and then waiting for her to enter the normal pool to finish the rest, pretty much. And when I'm not using Van or Triss, who do I put this on? Yeah, you have to find a character. Let me actually see. Let's see if we have someone. Let's hope the next banner isn't a banger. The next banner is a banner you can skip, right? My prediction is the next big banner would be 3 weeks out. Yeah, the next big banner is probably around like the 17th to the like 20th, I guess. Unless I'm wrong about Dal Carlo, who arrives on the 5th, but I don't think I am. We'll test it, so we will pull for Dal Carlo. We'll test her out to see if she's truly not that great or if there's some hidden thing everybody in the beta missed, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Lamia so hot though. Yeah, that's the other issue, right? If Lamia is too hot, then you obviously, right? You obviously have to whip out the credit card and get 10 copies total. Right? Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 11. So yeah, if you cannot resist her charm, you obviously have to do 11 copies of Lamia. That's the only reasonable thing to do. So for those of you now wondering, okay, if you're telling us so much how unimportant these stats are, then why the fuck is yours on 3 copies above? That's because I tried. I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end I didn't get an ancestor, right? So my whole plan was to trigger this trigger this non-featured, non-ancestor, and then instead of getting a Lamia, to just walk away with an ancestor. But unfortunately, it didn't work, right? Unfortunately, it did not work, and in the end, we did not get rewarded. Yes. Oh, special. It's not a special banner for Gilrain. Let me show you what it is. It is actually the game mode, Clan Hunt. If you checked out, it looked like a banner, so I can understand the confusion. But what it actually said was you can pre-register to get 100 gems for the Clan Hunt event to launch. So I'll have to go back and do some research on what the Clan Hunt event actually was, so we can prepare. But it is the guild-based or clan-based hunt event rather than a banner in these 7 days. The only banner is Dal Carlo, who starts on the 5th. You can see right here. Starts on the 5th. PSG versus Inter Miami early prediction. PSG wins. Clan Hunt is a co-op event. And hey, see? That's great. More stuff. Co-op sounds fire. Amy, any usage, not Amy, the crit and attack speed 1. Oh, yeah, it is Amy. She doesn't give crit, but she does give attack speed. Or does she give crit? Yeah, no. Yeah, she has a use, right? She has a use. You use Amy when you don't have Starry-Eyed, right? No Starry-Eyed, you can use Amy to deplace your team. Or, if you need to deplace twice, you can run both of them. Is Lamia and Tino a good DPS combo? Yes, it's going to take you pretty far. Because Noah does huge AoE and huge single target, and Lamia gives you survivability and also the huge AoE. So, yeah. those are two. And then you can just build some tankiness around them. So acapella, must have, right? Acapella, these two. And then, for example, a tank and a fighter, double tank, another healer, whatever else you need. Okay. All right, people, let me show you something, okay? Let's see if we can find that out together. Someone just sent me a early beta image of the clan hunt, event. So let's see if we can figure out anything based upon this image. It is very small and it is very fucking blurry, but what we can see here is, let's move my camera out of the way. So what we can see right here is definitely entry, right? You have an entry, you have two people, and this is Harty, this is like Clive Jr. or something. It seems to have a level, but yeah, this seems like an early beta. I'm pretty sure in the beta during April it was more detailed. Bossing, ooh, sounds fun. Okay, let's get our ancestry up a bit because of the event. So one level up, another one, a next one. Wow, look at this, 12 attack, pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, here, look at this. This is what I talked about and why this whole deal for the shards every day might not be in your favor. It is not always going to stay 10 XP per level, right? The next level already costs us 30 of them. Do I tried what you asked about equipment characters on the wave mode? You might have to give me a bit of a reminder. But the only thing I remember is someone asking if the wave mode equipment transforms into basic story, and no, it does not. So you might have to give me a little bit of a reminder. Hello, I have a Lamia and a Garrus entrance and Harty's DPS. I already have a Capella. Should you get Van Helsing? I don't own him, or get a copy of an existing character. You got a Bella? You got a Bella or a Starry-Eyed Iona? No Bella, no Starry-Eyed Iona, pick any of the two before you pick a Van Helsing.
Kid, come dance to my newly composed tune.
We have a wonder.
Any spots? I think we have like one open spot. Oh, we have three. We have 3 open spots and we're looking for level 30 and above. For the main one. And for the second one, I don't know. Clan ID is also in the document and you can also just go back in time. So clan ID is 5898241. That's clan ID. Can I save you on spot for an hour? Sure. I asked if the equipment charge does it really matter at time wave. Oh, let's test it out. Right here. Right here. So, easy to do. Super easy to do. We go in. Let's figure it out right now. We take out every single character and we put in a single copy of Lamia. Right? Enemies come in and we just watch the first instance of attack for how much does it hit. So enemies close in, 6,500 on a crit and 4,300 on a non-crit. Now we're going to remove her gear and we should see a significant drop in attack stat. We should see a significant drop in attack stat.
Those who don't know subservience shall be punished.
So we have her here. Enemies are closing in. Yep, I'll check them semi-regularly. 3-8 and 2-6. So yes, gear does make a difference. And also, you can just see it by the attack number, right? The attack number actually makes a difference in the stage.
Oh, what? You don't look like much at all. Why in the world?
Stereo 8 before was tier 1 and now she's tier 0. It depends, right? Like at some point you also have to make a cutoff. Like, what defines tier 0? Is it the top 5 or is it the top 10? Or is it like the top 15? What defines a tier 0 character, right? Like, how many do you want to allow to get into the highest gear to the point that it becomes meaningless, right? Like, if tier 0 is top 10, then it's all the ancestors, Lamia, Starry-Eyed, Acapella, and then Bella or Van Helsing. Any tips on 8-7? Triple tank, double healer, double tank, triple healer, tank, fighter, anything to survive. Do not even try to kill them. Units to move around are a great use. And also pushing your general level helps, right? Pushing your general level helps. And Incendiary Agaris. If you've got Incendiary Agaris, he can just survive being killed, right? He can just survive being killed, so he cuts down the time you actually need to survive. So those are like the most reliable tips. Hey mate, you're level 34 and need to wait for clan cooldown. Any chance to get a spot in your main guild? Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We currently have 3 spots, 28k power. Hey, Ori, let's sign him up. I mean, 23k power, pretty sweet. Have you done the X chapter on stage 8? Yes, and I know which stage you're talking about. It's the tentacle one, right? The solution to the tentacle stage is use a character that moves your units and just move towards either the top or the bottom tentacle. So just run away from one set of tentacles and bring a stunner to stun the tentacles before they start charging into that like super phase. That's how you can make that stage significantly easier. You just run away from one set of them, so you only get hit by one, and then you deal with the rest of the tentacles the next time around. Hey, Harry. Welcome, welcome. Boom, bang, bam. What do we push? It tells us to push chapter 11. Okay, let's level our characters up first. More tries for bosses, not for each boss. To a degree, gear from an earlier boss becomes useless the moment you get gear from the next boss. And also, earlier gear... Wait. Why? Huh. Did I imagine us having blood? No. I guess I must have imagined it. So... yeah, and also XP increases exponentially. So the worse the gear, the less XP you get from it to even upgrade gear pieces. So it is of significance, or to be fair, it doesn't matter, even if you could do attempts for the others. Right? It does not change much. Alright, let's see how far we can get in story before we get stuck again. 11.5 would be awesome, and I'm going to skip the trailer for you. So make it to chapter 11 yourself. Pat yourself on the back, watch the cutscene, and enjoy, right? No need to take the fun out of it. Let's take out Lamia, put in our... take out Lamine, put in Lamia, and see if we can make it through. Obviously not on auto. Auto is not advised. Can I keep making videos? Yes. Every day, before and after we go live, I'm uploading videos, right? I'm getting some ideas / also some footage and progress done myself. And then every time we're not live, you're getting videos. So don't you worry. I mean, for example, before we went live today, I uploaded 6 different ones. So no need to worry. I try my very hardest. Did we get any ancestors? Yes, a single one. Lemine. Lemine, the AoE burst damage ancestor, and I couldn't be happier with us getting her. The reason why we're currently not running her is just because Lamia is new, right? Lamia is new and shiny. She also gives us a crap ton of survivability with the Blood Moon lifesteal. So that's the reason why. Because again, we are pushing below BP. We are on 27 out of 29, so we are 3k below, so the 10% mark. Like usually most teams start to fail around the 10 to 15% gap, right? So we kind of want to make sure that we survive said gap. And for our starting hand, I really prefer this. It gives you a ton of survivability, and you can end it on a Blood Moon with a Lamia for that extra damage. So we start off with extra Blood Soul recovery, heal our units back up, and also the combo of starting a cappella first and then bringing in Stabbied Eye just allows your a cappellas healing to heal your characters full. You've seen these archers, they killed our a cappella, so we might very well lose here. But I'm still somewhat confident that we stand a chance, especially if we run this on the Blood Moon still. So even though they hard focused our a cappella, we are just still good to go.
Those who dread the dark cannot fathom the light.
Yeah, launch tier list. Launch tier list. Okay, let me actually write it down. I have a whiteboard right there, so give me a couple seconds to write it down. But I basically have it on there already to a degree. All right. 11-2. Let's see if we can do it. Also, what did y'all think about, like, starting from chapter 6 or chapter 7? I need some opinions. Did it surprise you that all of a sudden you had like 30 stages per for each chapter? Like, that is something that took me by surprise in a positive way, right? There's so many stages you can play each chapter to then also increase like your idle reward baseline. It's pretty great. And it also gives you a lot of things to play and should help you get through it. Hey, no problem, Peachy. Glad that you liked it. It's not about survivability. It's about the buffs she provides. But yes, she is a must build when it comes to her ultimate, right? There is no character more valuable in this game as of this moment than a cappella's ultimate. If you have any ultimate resources, like for example, look at us. The max level you could get an ultimate for now is level 4, because we don't yet have a source of these crystal balls. So try to push towards level 4 ultimate, because you already gain 4% more blood soul recovery just through the upgrades you do from level 1 to level 3. So her ultimate is by far the most valuable, even before DPS ults. What do I think regarding a Tihati x Garcia combo? I don't think he wait. Are we talking about Gadrick? Gadrick would be fun pick. Nah, Gadrick obviously doesn't do physical damage. Garcia, let me see. Isn't it like Cicia instead of Garcia? New question, what is blood soul recovery? Okay, I'll show you in the next fight. Right here. So blood souls is what you use to do your ultimate. So look at the bar. You see how the bar charges, right? The bar charges, and if you use a cappella's ultimate, look at the visual effects surrounding the bar. Bigger, and you also see that it charges faster. So what that means is not only look at the buffs. We have a magic damage buff, a physical damage buff. We're also going to get a crit buff, and we get our ultimates back faster. The combat video is planned for later today. Pretty much all the combat tips on and how to approach fights and what to do if you're like stuck, and see if you like can get through it. Like for example, for us right here, you can watch it to a degree live. We've lost, right? So let's see if we can find out what we can do better.
As you wish.
Let's see what we can find out that we can do better to make sure we get through the stage. I highly doubt it though. Look at the BP difference. 25,000 versus 30,000. So we're hitting hardly, like we're hitting way above our weight. So proficient melee combat, and these guys sleep on enemies. So these guys, they channel, which means we want to stop them with hard stuns. So we don't want them to get this off. Do these have anything special? Yeah, they do damage taken up, and these assassin thingies, they inflict bleeds, so cleanses are quite useful to get rid of the bleeds. It is. You always want to start your rotations with an a cappella unless you need to stop someone from doing a certain thing. Like for example, we go to 1 time speed here. We'll try and start off with a cappella so we can get more ultimates off faster. Obviously give ourselves the shield. Oh, that is interesting. You see these like lasers? These like ZZZZ lasers. So we have to change our team formation. You didn't have a Lamia, but you get an Insenia Agar should you keep pulling for her. You wanna know something crazy? Your next summon is guaranteed either Lamia or another ancestor. So yes, you should continue pulling. So yeah, isn't that kind of crazy? That type of pity exists. But yeah, so what I wanted to say is we need Bella in here rather than Starry-Eyed, and our mission is going to be trying to make sure we can hit these guys with the stun, so that we can get out of the sleep ray. So they are starting it right about now. But we cannot hit both. So we can get one guy off. But Lamia still stays. Which means we have to try to get them closer together. How did you go to the hand pick again? Oh, here. You see this? You see this arrow? You can click on it. And then it's the bottom 4th one, which allows you to edit your initial hand. So what we want to do here is these guys are clumped together, right? I'm trying to like kind of explain my thought process. These guys are clumped together, which means if we are in the middle, one guy runs over, this guy stays. So what we want to attempt is to try to keep them together by moving our formation off to the side, hopefully having them closer together. See how they are now in each other? We can again start off with an a cappella ultimate. And we can use the Bella ability now to actually free both of our characters rather than just one. Unless Bella obviously gets stunned, then this whole thing fails. Huh? It's a PC client. We're using a PC client. 90 FPS, ultra graphic settings, smooth response time, funky stuff, man.
As you wish.
Yeah, we're the first to reach 2-3? No way. That doesn't make any sense. Are we? Let me see. Hey! Hey! Woohoo! Would you look at this? That's us. Fancy. Very fancy. But I guess we did it with the lowest BP, which is the reason why we're at the top. We didn't reach it first. We just did it with the least amount of BP. You can see it's like 1,000 below what the other said, or like by 400. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Do Lamia and Lemine work on the same team? Yes, yes, they do. I believe getting an ancestor on the limit banner guarantees Lamia on an ancestor. There's just one scenario where it doesn't. And that is if you pull an ancestor on your first. Right? So if you read through this, it says if it's not Lamia or an ancestor, you trigger the super pity. So let's just refer from this to super pity. Okay? So normal pity is your whatever pity, but this inspired herald only triggers if you pull a non-Lamia, non-ancestor. So a Hati, for example. If you pull a Hati, then the next one is either Lamia, featured vessel, or an ancestor. If you pull a Hati into an ancestor, then your next one is still guaranteed to be either Lamia or an ancestor, and it infinitely repeats. Yeah, I know. I've seen the US server for a couple seconds. There's one guy that he has like 50k BP already. Yeah, it's yeah, we're not that.
As you wish.
G Kazuki, you see the pinned message at the very tippity top in the YouTube chat. Or you can click on it. It's a Google document that contains the PC download link if you cannot find it through Googling. So yeah, enjoy. Also make sure you don't link, but you actually swap your account, so you don't have to do tutorial again. So you can lose 50-50 to ancestors indefinitely. Technically yes, but I'm pretty certain it's not a 50-50 between Lamia and the ancestors. It's probably closer to like a 80-20, 90-10, something like that. Like there's no way it's a 50% chance of being either Lamia or ancestor. Lamia should be higher up. So I highly doubt you're going to get into a situation where you do like 2 or 3 heralds and then go ancestor, 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 ancestor. But I guess it's possible, you could say.
And that's
Solo performance. And return what
Yeah, we're not beating this stage. Is it better than War? It's different. Right? It's different. I wouldn't say it's better. But yeah, it would be funny as fuck, yeah. I mean, I tried it, right? I can show you my pity experience on how realistic it is to get an ancestor. We tried. Like, here's my record. I'll be showing you all the summons we did. We did 230 total, way too many. We started off non-ancestor, non-lord. We got a Lamia. So our first special pity, Lamia. Next special pity, Lamia again. Then a couple Lamias. Then even more Lamias. And then again, special pity triggered into Lamia. So I highly doubt you're gonna get a scenario where we get like multiple ancestors, but it's definitely possible. Is a Summoner's team viable? I feel like rather than a Summoner's team, it's, in my opinion, the Summoner duo combo. Rather than run 4 or 5 Summoners, just running Transcendent Noah and Bella seems to be giving you more value because it also gives you more flexibility. So a Summon team is pretty much just the 2 of them. Or I guess a Piera if you're looking for like even more attack speed, but that wouldn't have too much of an impact. So Bella, Transcendent Noah would be like the core of a summoner team, and then Piera, yes. I don't think any other summoner has like the power level to, for example, compete with, let's say, a Acapella, right? You've watched all my videos. Hey, thank you so much, man. You managed to watch 6 videos today already. Huge shout out to you. Big money. Big money. All right. So we're stuck, right? We are stuck until we get some more BP. We're close, but we're stuck. 27,152. we can pretty much comfortably say for the moment, we are stuck.
The longest journey.
Same is true for hard mode. We are also pretty stuck. But we can try it. There might be a chance we can get through it. So
As you wish.
we are, yeah. And also the BP you get shown on the stage screen is your maximum BP, not the BP you can use in a team. Like for example, for our team that we are currently using, we only have 25,856 rather than the 27,200. That's like our maximum. And can you share, should I use Moontears for the actual summon and how much, and the lineup for the Baphomet boss, please? If you really want to, right? If you really want to do extra summons, I would say 1 or 2 extra are fine. Anything past that just costs a bit too many gems. But then again, keep in mind, it depends on how many of these chests you have, right? The less chests you have lying around that can still provide you with resources, the more important, I guess you could say, the extra summon is in obtaining them. Because the extra summon is simply just, like, let me give you a comparison, okay? The extra summon sounds special, but what the extra summon actually is super simple. The extra summon is just a chest like this, where you get all the rewards for 2 hours. So a extra summon is pretty much just a chest like this, where you get every item 2 hours wise. And also one of the reasons why extra summons is a bit worse is because of the fact that you get everything 2 hours rather than a single thing for like 6. So unless you are looking for gold and divine blood and spiritual essence at the same time, doing the extra summon doesn't help you push something specific.
Getting stronger.
Like for example, if we wanted pure blood essence, we wouldn't really do extra summons. But it heavily depends on how many of these you still have lying around and the like. First is us, but only 1 Lamia. Didn't you got an ancestor? You have to have gotten an ancestor. Yeah, there's no way you didn't get an ancestor if you pulled 4 SSRs and only 1 Lamia. There is no way. Like, there's no way you're complaining about getting an ancestor, my big boy. How are we complaining? Wait, 2 Canes, a Selena and a Lamia? On the Lamia banner. How would that work with the pity system? That doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, let's see if we can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like look at this, right? If the pity feature says, let's assume you started with. Let's assume we start with the Cane. We start with the Cane. You either get Lamia or an ancestor, right? Like, okay, so we start with the Cane. The next one is either Lamia or an ancestor. You pull the Lamia. You get another Cane. And then the next one is again Lamia or an ancestor. So it doesn't add up. Hey, Goku's Meat Rider, welcome back. Can you spend the echo currency now? You mean the perennial echo? Yes, you can spend them. It is just friendship point. No, wait. Oh. Echo currency. It's this one, right? But is it these ones? No. Which echoes? There's so many. Are these called echoes? No. What is called echoes? Echoes. The guild points? No, clan crest. Echoes. Which currency is that? Echoes. It tells me something. Maybe it's not echoes. Maybe it's something else. Where do you get more currency? Shards? Perfect shards? These ones? Can I show how you can beat 9-8? I can show you what we did to beat it the first time around, sure. These ones, yes, you can spend them. It's in the shop for dupes. Oh, this one. Yeah, okay. If you call them echoes, yeah, okay, makes sense. So, look at what we did. Oh, it resets daily, or like weekly or whatever. But yes, you can buy them. What I like to do personally with them is only do it when we're like close. So for example, if we have like 40 or 50 or 60, if we have those, we can buy like 2 or 3 extra. I don't really like to buy like 10 at the same time. And these awakening fragments here below the tab, these, wait until you're close to 200 or until you want to upgrade a specific champion. Like for example, Starry-Eyed Aeona, right? Starry-Eyed Aeona, Acapella, Bella, and Van Helsing can all appear in the shop. But the longer you save this currency, the better, because at some point you have to make it past level 150, 160 to level 200. So for example, for us, even if we never ever pull another Van Helsing or Acapella, we could still, for example, use the residue to buy a copy of them, but we don't have a need for that yet. So I would probably say hold it until you need to get 5 different characters to level 200 max level. But you still have time for that. So depending on how much of the currency you have, you can buy a shard early. But keep in mind, it's just an awakening shard. It's not the character itself. If I buy a Joanne spirit right now, I can't do anything with it because I don't own a Joanne. The last cannon normal. Hey, Carrie, on the next time you summon on the Lamia banner, you can get yourself another Lamia or an ancestor. So, hey, we solved the mystery. Pity is still working. So someone asked about the currency on breaking through. So breakthrough currency, obviously you can get the Vine blood drops from the collection, right? From the idle time, like 31 per hour. Next one is these ones, these flasks, blood chalices. Blood chalices can give you up to 31, or these ones, right? The more hours, the more you can get. Then another source of them is the Infinite Abyss. If you can push a stage in the tower, you can get a couple more of them, but it's not a crazy huge amount. And outside of that, the event shop. Right? Moon Dream Journey, for example, you could be buying blood chalices worth worth like 8 hours instead of buying the summons, or you could just buy both, right? Is the EX stage the first one, the one with the both tentacles on both sides? Is that the one? Someone wanted to see the 9-8, right? If I remember correctly. So I don't know how many of you have made it to 9-8 already, but for those of you that have, let me show you. Let me show you what we did to beat it yesterday. It was a struggle. We were stuck on 9-8. But Lamia did make it kind of easier. But yeah, let me show you the fight and explain a bit on how you can deal with it, right? Just need to find it. Are we already past? This is... Yeah, this is past. So where did we beat it? Oh, right here. Okay. So let's quickly swap over to big file. Get it up so you know what I'm talking about. So this is what we did yesterday on the fight. BP wise, we were really close to the BP. And the reason for that is because of Lamia, right? We got the massive Lamia push. And I mean, let's quickly talk a bit about the boss fight and what you need to do, right? So you want to bring 2 sources of AoE damage so you can take care of these tentacles. You also need some good RNG, because if these tentacles, like look at that, you saw how he stole our Lamine, right? Here, boom, Lamine is gone. You need 2 AoE DPS so you can free your characters, and preferably the ultimate needs to be strong enough to not kill all of them, but at least kill one side. Our Lamia at the time was strong enough to kill both, but you do need to kill them. And the reason why also you want to kill the tentacles is because the longer they are on the field, the higher this bar. Once this bar goes to the maximum, you lose. And another mechanic then, so you have the core and you do the damage, it's this shifting, right? It shifts the fight. Do not cast any ultimates while she shifts the field, because it's going to interrupt them. And then once you get shifted to a side, move with a Amy or with a Starry-Eyed Iona to the other side, because the next move of the boss is going to be a strike on the side where you got pulled to. And then it's just going to be rinse and repeat to take on the fight, right? It's just going to be rinse and repeat. Lamine in A tier, does a U finish diminish in higher levels? I redo the tier list. I redo the tier list either later today or tomorrow. In my personal opinion, she's done so much for my account that I think you could argue she's higher. But I also get what like the general consensus means, and that is, obviously we're finished here. And that is, if you cannot one-shot with her ultimate, or if you cannot kill quickly with her ultimate, or with her ultimate at all, you also don't get the buff. If you don't get the Blood Frenzy buff on your Lamine is significantly less effective. Furthermore, it is harder to get copies of a Lamine than it is to get copies of a Lamia. So Lamia is going to have the advantage of getting the huge boost from the level 120, 160, 200 combo, while for you to get those stats, like for example here, like the extra attack and such, that would be high if we had better gear, you're gonna take a while, right? With names this time, yeah, I'll have to like put the words under each of them, but yeah, sure, I can change that. But at least now we're also all a bit more familiar with the characters as a whole, right? So yeah, I should be able to tell a bit better who they are, right? Question on the Armored Spirit boss for gear. My units are focused on the boss. Can I somehow change that? No. What you can, like for example, I haven't yet found a way to make them retard. Oh yeah, you can, I get, to a degree you can change it with Piera, but Piera only retargets her own Spirit Bone towers, right? So for example, bringing a Van Helsing into the fight isn't that useful, because Van Helsing is pretty much just going to shoot the Armored Spirit. On the note of Armored Spirit, let's do a trial run for the Armored Spirit. Some of you wanted to like see the team we're using, some of you wanted to know what we're doing. So yeah, sure, let's play a run and see how we do.
Quite interesting.
So what we're going to be bringing is our Lamia, Lamine, double AoE, healer, tank, and then rage region booster as like the base formation. Why does Hati go from S to A? She still does the most damage from me, even though I have T Noah and Van Helsing. Hati is single target. You mean Transcendent Hati or normal one? Right? A swap in for Lamine. Incendiary Agaris, normal Agaris, Thibault. If you can build a good Thibault, if you can build a good Thibault, Thibault can work too, right? So you can just throw the channel AoE on them. So Thibault is pretty good. A normal Agaris can work. Noah, a Transcendent Noah, Incendiary Agaris, even Kane to a degree can work. None of the mentioned units. I mean, this is like a base formation, right? Like the base formation is a cappella, because acapella is acapella. But then it could be anybody. Any form of AoE damage, it doesn't make a difference who they are, it's just that they're strong enough to take care of the sides. Tank, it doesn't matter who they are, it's the only important part is that they survive. And for your dedicated healer, it does not make a difference who they are, they just need to be able to keep your team alive. So Seth can work, Edina, Amy could work, but with Amy you're gonna have trouble keeping your team healthy. You're gonna do more attacks, yes, but you're gonna have trouble keeping your team healthy. So, yeah, let's see how we do. So we obviously start off with the combo, and with the hypertension right here, you want to kill them sooner rather than later. So yeah, and also the stronger your Lamia, the easier the earlier phase, right? At some point with the level, for the first phase before he transforms, you can just one-shot them, which is obviously disgusting. And if you can't do that, then there's no need to be like, oh no, I cannot do that. You will be able to at some point. But also the second phase is where you can even potentially only start dying. So it's not that important that you one-shot them. Make sure you get yourself... also the combo between Stereoid, Acapella and Iona again allows you to get a whole bunch of Blood Moons. We did misuse Lemine's ultimate right there, for those of you that have noticed. I thought he was already in the down phase, right? Oh, we almost let him go to hypertension. That could have turned ugly. So yeah, when he's down like that, this is kind of the point where, like, if you can afford to bring a fighter, right? If you can bring a single target fighter and he survives up until that point, then you can use them to like push your score when he's down. But it's more important that you have like the survivability and the AoE damage aspect covered. You really need to pull the better Iona with your 300 coffin. Unless you got a Seth, I would say it's pretty much a no-brainer, right? Unless you got a Seth already, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Like the synergy between Stereoid, Acapella, and yeah, Stereoid and Acapella, too nasty. While everybody's shield, you get the HP regeneration, you get even more HP regeneration, you get the cheap rotation into Blood Moons. You can see we're at the point where we don't one-shot anymore. So that's also the reason why we have two AoE abilities. So in the case, right, we're probably gonna lose here because we were a bit too slow. Yeah, so that's why we bring two AoE units. Once you stop one-shotting, you really want two sources so that, like you could say, bad starting RNG doesn't screw you over. So let's do that again. Oh, and also, the closer the fights are, the closer the calls, you can always disable 2x speed, right? Nothing stops you from being like, okay, sure, we cannot quite keep up with the fight. It is a difficult fight, let's make sure we don't make any mistakes. And that's why you're gonna then, for example, play on 1x speed, because it just gives you more time to think, more time to make the right calls, more time to aim your abilities. Because you don't want this bar to get full. The longer it takes you to get rid of the minions, the fuller the bar goes, and if you're not fast enough, it's GG. You can run both at the same time even, right? Like nothing stops you from running a Stereoid, a Seth, and an Acapella. Like, or you could even run all three, I guess, at this point. But yeah, it also depends on like if there's debuffs, right? If there's debuffs, you have like another reason why Seth does what she does. But it's also a bit hard to tell who is better at fighting at a deficit, because someone might succeed with a Stereoid because their DPS is better, and someone fails with a Seth because their DPS weren't up to the task. So it's a bit hard to judge, because it's kind of like a account by account basis on how successful you can be with either, right? Like not every player, just because one player succeeds with one and the other fails, shouldn't like be the reason why. So, yeah, we're starting to lose units. At around 900,000, which means we still have a long way to go to get the score. But also at this point, it's not like it's expected for us to get through this. Am I late to the steroid versus Seth debate? Hey, Gisatu, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Hi. So, yeah, you can see we got to chest 7. And the reason why, in my opinion, chest 7 is still pretty good, look at when the next boss unlocks. 12-8. Right? 12-8. So, for us to get to 12-8, look at the BP requirements of 11-2. 30,000. 12-8 is probably like what, 40, 50,000? So unless you're in like the 40,000 BP range, I don't think it's... Thank you, Bev, for the follow over on Twitch. I don't think it is reasonable to assume you're gonna beat it. And also, for those of you curious, no matter how many points, it is unimportant. No matter how many points you get on this fight, it is always going to be better than the first one. No matter what. Even... okay, I guess unless you fail to completely get a reward. If I lose a 50-50 to an ancestor, does it still count as losing? Yes, it continues onwards. So if you lose a 50-50 to an ancestor, your next summon is still guaranteed to be the featured unit or an ancestor. Could you use Incendiary Garrus or should you use Lamine? See, the problem a bit with Incendiary Garrus is you'll just have to see if he can deal the damage, right? It is not about who you use, it's about can they kill in time. What are the god units to use? Yeah, I'm a new feedback, 10 SSRs, I don't know who to level or use. Look at our, you see the pinned comment on Twitch? You can click on that and it's a document with like a bunch of helpful information. You can take a look at to get like some idea of like who to wish list, who is like characters you want to be looking for. And you can check out our YouTube channel on YouTube. Because I promise, okay? I promise after the stream I work on a team building guide, okay? How about that? Sound good? So, I mean, I already worked on it, right? And then I stopped because I was like, okay, maybe I want to stream first and then we can do that later. You can't see a pinned comment? Let me see again. Did I not pin the message? Twitch. There should... Oh, is it not pinned? Oh. There you go. Sorry. It's pinned. My bad. Did we do any pulls today? Yes, we did 20. Wanna know what we got? Here, I'll show you. We pulled a Bella. A Bella copy. A Bella. Very beautiful. Very beautiful copy. Very useful. And now we have a pity of 19. What we're gonna do with that? I don't know. Oh, also, look at this. For those of you that are getting scared of running out of campaign to play. Minimum 17 chapters. It disappeared again? Wait, it was meant to stay until I stopped pinning it. No, it is already pinned. It's there. Oh, but it also says ear list instead of tier list. Sorry. Let me do that again. Boop. Let's add a T. Woo! Now we can pin it. Haha. Okay. So yeah, 17 chapters. And if the pattern stays the same, every one of these chapters has 30 stages. So this is at minimum 210 more stages. And let's not forget the biggest of them all. The fact that hard mode exists. And currently we are in chapter 2 of hard mode. The Starlit Memoirs, the candles, we still have to figure that out. I know that it's a weekly resource that is going to refresh, and it kind of refers to you finding like hidden secrets, you could say. So pretty much you look through the castle and there should be like an exclamation mark you can click on, and then you use a candle. But my best guess is maybe we need to beat chapter 11 to like unlock the fate key or something. but I know that it was a usable resources, a usable resource. Yeah, you see it right here, 0, right? Only when the Starlit Memoir goes one higher can you actually use them. How do you get these? I'm not quite sure yet, right? How's the pulse? Pretty decent, but also pretty disappointing. Like, in total, we've probably done closer to 800 pulls. Yes, degeneracy. But we have one ancestor. What's the benefit of unlocking those keys? You get lore. Like, as far as I can tell, you just get lore. It's just free stuff to do. So you just have some lore to read, like, for example, about the Eye of God. And they might just add some functionality later, but for now it's just lore, or it might be for Starlit Memoir. Yeah, what's Starlit Memoir? See? We have none available. So until we can get a Starlit Memoir available, we also cannot use the candles. Best prediction for the moment, we have to unlock the final chapter in chapter 11, but might also be completely wrong. Huh? Might also be completely wrong. But yeah, we're not beating chapter 11 as of this moment. What server are we in? The European server. Server 10,006. But we can play together with everyone from EU/rest of the world/US. The only one we cannot play together with are SEA players. So Southeast Asia? Is that SEA? 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 Is that Southeast Asia? I don't know. But yeah, those are like a different server. Ooh, vessel potency. More free rewards. Would you look at this, huh? We can get another chest we can hoard. It takes a bit longer. If I think back on it, it's probably, the observatory is probably somewhere either in 5 or in 6.3. I just can't. Oh, we can check. Here it is. You need to get to 6.1. I didn't know you could click on the stars. I forgot. So if you can make it to 6.1, you can get the transfusion slots. But do not fuck your progression. Sorry for the word, but do not fuck your progression just for 5 more transfusion slots. Be careful with your soli. That's the only thing I can give you. Be careful with them. What we'll do after beating all the chapters? Beat more chapters. Like, you really think if they've already brought out 17 chapters, they can't do an 18th one? Like, you really think they did 17 chapters and they're gonna stop forever? That doesn't make any sense. I don't believe it. So let's push tower. Let's push infinite abyss and see how far we can get. Maybe we can do like 65, 66. Yes? You believe they'll just stop? Maybe they will. You might be right. I just hope you're wrong. Oh, Southeast Asia. Okay. Yeah, CS Southeast Asia. Alright. They probably will. Bring out more chapters, yes. Final blow.
How boring.
How boring. You only have one ancestor and it's Tino, and I'm thinking of getting Seth if you reach 450. Yes. We also have that same question that we need to answer. My answer for me as of this moment is I won't choose until I get another one. Like, having one ancestor for me personally isn't enough to pick someone if I have the chance to guarantee one. Is it true that the game doesn't have a guarantee? No, there's a guarantee at 60, but you will, like, it is less likely for you to reach 60 than it is for you to get something useful because of the fact that you're looking at 4% rates. Right, you're looking at 4% rates, so do a quick bit of 60 times 4. You know what? Let's do the math ourselves. How realistic is it actually to go to full PT in this game, right? Statistics, calculate. Don't I have that one probability calculator. Statistics. Is that the one? No. I have one I really like. Let me see if I can find it. Probability calculator. This one, Omni calculator, right? No, Omni calculator sucks. Probability, no, this one sucks too. Stat track. This one is good. Let's see. Okay, so let's do it together. Okay, let's pull up the calculator and let's do a bit of math. Just a little bit of math. I know, spooky, scary math, but let's do a bit of math. The probability of us to get, the probability of success is 0.04, right? 0.4 would be 40%, and this is 4%. So we're going with a 4% base rate, and we are attempting that base rate 60 times, and we want to get a success, a SSR within, okay, let's say 59, right? Because the 60 is this pity. So 59 attempts on a 0.04% chance. Let's see what we're looking at. 91%. The odds of you pulling a SSR before you hit 59 are 91%. There's a 91% chance of you getting a SSR or multiple within 59. So this is every possibility above 1. This is every possibility below 1. You can see the possibility of below 1 is like 6.8%. So this translates to 6.8%. Or is it? No, it's 68%. Let me see, what's this? Yeah, this is the probability of getting smaller than 1. So yeah, cumulative probability of not hitting is 0.9%. So, no, 9%, yeah. So 91%, which means in 600 summons, you'll hit pity once. So yeah, yeah. Our account is cursed? You could say so, because we hit pity 3 times already. Do I want to think about that? No. I would make Cest better than Sterid Idiona. Healing multipliers. She has a crap ton of healing multipliers. That also successfully scale with her max HP, right? So this talent triggers every single time. So base heal, every 4 attacks, 35% heal, plus additional 10. So every 4 attacks, 45% heal. Then right here you have 57% heal. Every ultimate you can revert back time. So it's just the amount of healing. You got 2 Incendio Garras and a Lamine free to play. GG's. Your math is not mathing. My math is mathing. That's the important part, right? It's at least important that we understand what we are doing.
As you wish.
Yeah. I mean, we'll deal with it, right? We'll deal with it. We'll get the ancestors someday. Hopefully.
Subservience shall be punished.
That pity is... It depends. Like, some endgame players are saying it's not good. Some are... Like, I'm a big advocate for that pity. And the way this pity works is if you fail to hit the banner hero by getting a normal hero, like a Hati, right? The next one is either Lamia or an Ancestor. From my summons, I would say the rate is, if you fail a 50-50, the next summon after is either a Lamia at around 90 to 95% chance or an Ancestor at around 5 to 10% chance. I don't have the numbers, but that's what it feels like, because we failed it 3 times in a row, right? Like every time we pulled a normal hero and then we got a Lamia. We pulled a normal hero and then we got a Lamia, right? So it is pretty much, yes, it is guaranteed Lamia or Ancestor. Okay, my YouTube viewers. I always like to put blame on others too. So for everyone on YouTube, you now have the chance to make us try the pity system one more time, okay? Let's call it Super Pity. Super Pity one more time. which means we'll summon until we get an SSR. And if that SSR is a Lamia, we'll stop. If it's not a Lamia, we'll do 2 SSRs, okay? So let me know. I need to see 60%. If it's 70, okay? No, 75. If the result of the poll is 75% or higher, we'll do it. If it isn't, we don't. What should you buy with money? Everything monthly, right? Like monthly packs give you the most. Takes a bit of time to get them back. And then these like true embraces. I'm a Gacha Addict chat vote yes. So yeah, you have it in your hands. You can vote on if we're going to waste some more of our gems, some more of our summons to see if maybe we can hit it this time, right? Of course, we know the answer. Why am I even asking? Yeah, that's a good question. So we'll do Abyss until we're stuck, and then we look at the result of the poll. All right. Last Libra, bro. We are already too far gone. We are already too far gone. The chance at an ancestor is too tasty. More like invest gems into content. Whoa! Now you're thinking like a proper degenerate. It's not us wasting gems. No. It's reinvesting them. Trust me, bro. Do I know? It hasn't existed at any point in time, but it is certainly a possibility that an ancestor banner could appear. But at the end of the day, that's just pure speculation.
As you wish.
So, as I said, poll needs to be 75% or higher. I haven't looked at the poll yet. Y'all already know the solution. No, don't tell me what the current poll is, okay? I want to get surprised when we look at it. And we're gonna do it once we're stuck in the tower, alright?
That was too easy.
As you wish.
Alrighty.
That's not a customer.
Okay. Let me venture a guess. I want a yes or no answer. Is the current poll 85% or higher? Is the current poll 85% or higher? I just want yes or no. Nothing specific. Is the current poll 80% or higher? I haven't looked at it. That's the only thing I want to know. Are we already at... Yes! It is higher than 85%! I don't think we're getting out of this one, boys. I think I kinda... We actually hanged ourselves. Hey! Shout out!
Lily just raided my stream with 16 viewers.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the raid. Lily Surday. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. So, for everybody that came in new, for everybody that is currently here, as soon as we get stuck on the tower, we are doing Lamia summons. We are doing Lamia summons until either we pull a Lamia or we get an ancestor. I asked chat to do a poll to tell me, should we do it? Unfortunately, the result is 85% yes, and my condition was 75%. So we're not getting out of this one. The only thing I can do is stall in the tower by attempting the stage 2 hours long, but I'm not gonna do that. As soon as we lose, all right? As soon as we lose, we're gonna do the summons, and that's
As you wish.
pinky promise. Pinky promise. As soon as we get stuck in the tower, we'll do summons. 91%. There's no way 1 in 10 of you were like, that's a good idea. I mean, who doesn't want Lamia copy 8? Huh? Because extra copies are so... Oh shit. No! Survive! I'm not ready to summon yet! Save me! Lamia, come on! Starry-eyed! Keep us alive! Keep us alive! Maybe we can get off one more ult. Maybe it one-shots them. Ah, no! No! Shit. 2 llamas and 1 temper, and she can now go 160. Hey, you can just reset for 10 gems and put her in. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I want 90%, huh? 1 in 10. Okay. Let me know how much do you truly believe in us? What do we get? We're just interested in either an ancestor or Lamia, right? Let me see. How many of you believe in us getting a ancestor? Let's see what the split is. Like we do like 30-second poll and then we go. Yeah, I'm trusting you. Get those percentages up. They're obviously going to translate into good, successful summons. That many blood crystals. Yep. 74%, 68, 64. I like those odds. 70, 60. Let me remind all of you that voted yes. I'm looking at you. All of you that voted yes on the ancestor, let me show you what you're betting against. You're betting against an expert. You're betting against an expert that managed to fail pity once, fail ancestor pity once, fail it twice, fail it 3 times. You're betting against someone. You're betting against me. Let's look at our last 300 Blue Dawn summons, okay? Normal SSR, normal SSR, normal SSR, normal, 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 normal. Huh? This is who you're betting against someone that managed to go 300. We're over 600 summons, no ancestor. So, okay. Let's get the summon stance ready. Bing. Bang. That's a 10x with nothing. Keep in mind, I did say, even if we pull a non-pity unit, if we lose the 50-50, we have to go for a second SSR. So, this could get very painful very quickly. Bing! Bang! Boom. That is pull number 20. 9,000 gems down the drain. Bing! Bang! 12,000. 12,000, ladies and gentlemen. This is 40 summons, no SSR. We're touching the gems. Bing! Bang! Booyah! 50! Finally! Now! What is it going to be? It's 50. It's on pull 50. So 15,000 gems. Fantastic investment. Incredible investment. Trust me, bro. This is how you get successful in this game. By making mistakes, nobody should.
Oh, so you're the one trying
Beautiful.
to control me.
Fantastic. I am incredibly happy with my decisions on this banner. You cannot believe how stoked I am for this outcome. We finally achieved our dream of A8 Lamia. We finally cracked the code, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally started cooking, right?
At least that's somewhat of an
We have finally achieved something useful. Huh? Thank you, game. Fuck you. Huh? Nice. So. "99% of gamblers..." I make you a wager, okay? 99% of gamblers quit before they win big. So, for us to do this whole thing again, I need to see 97% yes. If any of you have a conscience, you stop this from happening. If none of you have a conscience and you want to see more summons, I need to see 97%. Because 99% is not happening. So if I don't see 97%, we're not doing them. So it is the degenerates versus the conscious. Let's see who wins.
The longest journey.
I hope this time I picked high enough to like at least give you a chance, but not to actually end up with having to do it, right? That's my gamble. Figuring out a point where you still feel like you can do it, but you cannot actually do it. So let's see if y'all can cooperate together and make it higher than 97%. If you can actually manage that, I'm screwed, all right? That's just the reality of things. But I'm betting for the faith of humanity here. We're betting for the faith of humanity that it's gonna be fine. All right? We're betting for the faith of humanity that this is going to end up being fine. let him gamble his life savings. How we can bid 6-8? Is 6-8 the anchor guy? So let's. I look at the poll in. Okay, let's put out a timer. Okay, when the timer runs out, I look at the results. Okay, when the timer runs out, I look at the results. I give you 3 minutes to make it happen. All right, I give you 3 minutes to make it happen. If it doesn't happen, then I'm safe. If not, you'll have some fun. Right? If not, you'll have some fun, you beautiful people. So, timer is set. Once the timer runs out, I'll be looking at the results. So, there's your timer. Hit 97% or higher. Okay, there's no timer. I'm a funny person. Wrong date. Today's the 29th. There you go. No, it's, what the fuck is, it's the 29th and it's 17:33. So 17.33. Save. Publish. Right? No, that's 6 seconds. It's not 33, it's 35. 6 seconds? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So, okay. Okay, we finally got it to working. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Do I have a video for Dutchman 3.4? I'll upload that later today. Later today, I cut it out of the stream and then, how do you push your BP so high? Skill ups. Skill ups, gear awakening. Skill up gear awakening, like for example, you can see our Lamia is on 7,400. Fucking degeneracy. So yeah. Y'all have 1 minute and 30 seconds to make it 97% or higher, otherwise I ain't playing.
Facing the powerful enemy.
Guild application, sure. Let's see, clan. Who do we have? Ooh, 21,000. Ooh, oh, I don't know, man. We have to think about the good of humanity. These guys have higher power. What do we do? Do we see if we have a member that doesn't play? No, like I cannot kick someone at 10 hours inactive. Keeps getting lower. All right, we saved ourselves, right?
The longest journey.
97% is something you cannot break. 97% is something you cannot break.
Training is not
And we finally are safe. Right? 30 seconds? I hope. 97%. I mean, you know, the only reason, like, as long as one guy says no, the man, the story is great. Yep. Oh no! Wait, what? Are we winning or are we failing? I don't like the no. The no sounds like I have to do it. Let me see. Which one are you, Mr. Alexander Ramin? Who are you? Okay, 2 seconds. Let's see if y'all did it. Huh? Let's see. How close did I get to disaster? How close did I? Oh, 80%. Woo! That is not even close. Y'all do have a conscience after all. Are dupes good here? Yes, but only the main 3 after the summoning. So only these 3 are truly important, right? Only these 3 are truly important. But what if it's an ancestral unit? What if it's an ancestral unit? We tried. We tried so hard and we got so far, but in the end, it wasn't another ancestor. So we tried, right? You know what? I know for sure I'm gonna give you the same bet at some point during the Lamia banner again. And I know for sure I'm gonna make it in a way that I'm going to lose. I already know it. Does the rate of affect the 300 event pools? No, it's just the blues. You just stop before getting set? Alright. Med Gilali, I need a promise. If you're that confident that we stop before getting a set, you need to send like a 20 buck dono. I don't know, we're not monetized, it doesn't work. Yeah, okay, we cannot do the deal. We need to get monetized on YouTube first. On the note of monetization, make sure you all leave a subscription and also watch the videos so we can get monetized on YouTube. So we can get some payback on this suffering right here. But yeah, you see, I'm maybe a bit of a gambler at heart, but if you're that confident, if we were monetized, I would have offered you a deal of 30 bucks if you're that confident, and if we don't have an ancestor, you would have had to pay up, huh? Like if you're that confident and if you want me to waste resources, you have to back it up. Or maybe like 15 bucks. But hey, we're not monetized, so we are saved. Saved from degeneracy by incompetency. Pretty good, I like it. Let's play Time War Mausoleum. Yeah, let's play the AoE stage. That is always fun.
Those who don't know subservience
Always fun.
punished.
So we do have a Lami.
Subservience shall be punished.
Let's try to solo. No, that's stupid. Let's not try to solo, okay? That's just edge of the degeneracy. Let's not do that. So, who I like to bring. Let me show you my team for. You will be back. Okay. So you're a gambling man at heart. Okay. You'll be back. I remember your name. The next time you can gamble against the house if you want to. So another light armor unit. Let's give him as best of a light armor gear pieces as we have left over.
Welcome back. I've prepared your room for
Like it is crazy. Most of our units that I would actually like to use are light units or like medium units. So let's get the upgrades. So here's going to be my team on how to take on the Time War Mausoleum. There's obviously a million options. Is it still worth putting all your resources even after getting Lamia?
Don't know subservience.
You can still try to go for 4 total copies because the next banner isn't as important. So you have at minimum 3 weeks. Like you have at minimum 3 weeks before we get the next character. The next limited on the 5th you can skip. So we should all be safe for like 3 weeks.
Raw materials.
And
Guys,
what I want to say,
this.
you can try to get the extra copies, but they also come into the normal pool. Advised number of copies 4 if you can, or 0. Like you probably either pick between 4 or 0. Like keep in mind, Lamia is not going to run away. You don't have to feel bad if you don't get Lamia to 4. Isn't Carlo? Okay. D. If I can see a couple D's in the chat, I'll again go over Dal Carlo's kit right now, right here. I need a D. D, why? Because she got those D assets, alright? If I can see a couple D's in chat, I'll again go over Dal Carlo for all of you. And if not, she's gonna remain secret. If you would say, if Trans Hearty, you definitely want to go for DOT. Triple D? Wow, the triple D. I don't think they are that large. I love D. Now that's not quite the reaction I was looking for, but sure. I love D is fine too. Fucking hilarious. I saved your account. You were about to do your daily 3 runs of the armor dungeon. Yep. We saved your save, no problem. Okay, people. Are you ready Okay, I actually make it look pretty, a bit more pretty. Are you ready for some assets? Like, you can say what you want about the game, but some of these characters, they are designed in all the right places, if you know what I mean. So here you go. This is Dal Carlo, right? First, we obviously have to take in. We have to take in the aesthetics, right? We have to take in the aesthetics, have to make sure you all realize who you're dealing with. And keep in mind, this is a standstill image. You know as well as I do, she doesn't stand still, and gravity is part of this game, all right? So there is an intro trailer. She does move, she does speak, she's fully voiced as far as that goes. So for all of you degenerates out there, can you really skip her? I don't know. You have to tell me. But for all of you sensible people that don't just think with the word D in both directions, what she does, once again, is she has a basic attack where she does 150% magic damage, and she has a special where she does 300% magic damage to a target and divine enemies. This whole divine enemies thing comes all together with the ultimate. So what the ultimate does is you do continuous damage to the targets that get divined, and this whole talent plus special, they all work together. That's the next banner right here. So Wheel of Fortune, you perform a divination on enemies in a circle, so AoE, and you fling 6 cards at them, prioritizing different targets, which means every single one of these cards is going to do... Oh, let's actually move the chat out of the way. I'll put you where you like it the most. How about that? Huh? I'll put you right where you belong. So enjoy your premium seats. So let's talk a bit more about the ultimate. So the first use of the ultimate does 6 instances of 150% damage, which means 900% damage. The second use of the ultimate does 1800% damage. And the third use of the ult does 2700% damage. But keep in mind, it is not AoE damage. It is damage split by prioritizing different targets. That is the ultimate. And then you have the talent. So when you perform a divination, you inflict 1, 2, 3 of the following effects in sequence based on the number of ultimates cast. So your very first ult cast stuns for 4 seconds. Your second ult cast reduces damage dealt by 15%. And your third ult cast increases damage taken by 15%. And then it starts again, so ultimate 1, stun. Ultimate 2, damage down. Ultimate 3, damage taken up. Ult 4, stun. Ultimate 5, damage down. Ult 3, ult 6, damage taken up. But unless she does like incredible single target damage, this really doesn't have a dedicated space. Yeah, like you would really have to use her ultimate multiple times. So this can work single target, right? Because she does do 900% damage. And if there's only one enemy in a circle, she should hit the same enemy at the same time. And then also you get like this continuous damage buff. But she is by no means a character that is a must pull. Is she good? Yes. Is she a must pull? Her physics say otherwise, but no, she's not a must pull, right? Must pull for Transhead Havers? Not quite. So the way you have to read this is after every 4 basic attacks, you do it to a single target and also the targets of the ultimate. So you would have to also use the ultimate if you want to use her. But yeah, it remains to be seen if she's needed necessary for a Transcendent combo. Okay, let's get back. Let's get away from gooning and let's get back to this tower while we also answer some more questions. Do you know if the pity from Lamia's banner will also transfer? Yes, it transfers. How to defeat Bob? Bob is the guy that pulls the units in with his anchor. What you need to do against Bob is use an ability to just break the anchor. If you break the anchor, you're done. All right. So Make sure you bring single target or AoE damage that breaks the anchor once he starts pulling people in. Does she deal more damage than Incendiary Garrus? The problem is Incendiary Garrus does a crap ton of damage. He does even more damage when he dies. He has a scaling special. He has single target plus AoE, so no, unlikely. How to beat 8-7? 3 tanks, double healer, survive for 60 seconds and run for your life. That's 8-7. Like 8-7 is bring as much survivability as you can or out-level the stage and bring a huge amount of AoE damage. But most of the time it's better off run 3 tanks, run 2 tanks, run 3 healers, run 2 healers, run as much source of healing as you can and then just run for your life for 60 seconds. Do I upgrade equipment? Tier 4 plus faction bonus is when you start upgrading equipment. A new best team dot will be her and Tia Harty. Single target. Don't forget Tia Harty, single target. Del Carlo, single target. So you're looking at 2 units that are both more single target focused than AoE. I don't know how crazy viable that even can turn out to be, right? So it depends. If there's like a specific single target boss, you might still be at the end of the day better off just using Transcendent Noah or something. Here. Sealed Nightcrawler's Tincture. Make sure you get that one from the skill tree. For all of you that are playing the game mode and you can unlock the second upgrade, buy the Sealed Nightcrawler's Tincture. Buy the upgrade. Look at what it does. Blood, soul, recovery. More ultimates. You can never have too many ultimates. So yeah, make sure you get that one. Let's not saying she kills all the ads, does she though? What if she doesn't kill? Like, what if like 30% DOT damage just isn't quite enough, right? Best summons team, Bella plus Noah. That's pretty much the summon core, and then you just build like another AoE DPS and survivability around that. So Bella, Noah, and the you can put a Piera in. So Bella, Noah, Piera, but the 2 of them are just fine enough. So if you're looking for a summoner team, Bella plus Noah, and then Piera if you feel like it, but you don't need Piera in there. Yeah, she does more than a Transcendent Noah and a Van Helsing. Yeah, I mean, we'll summon for her, right? Like, I give you my word, even though I most likely recommend most of you to stay away from the banner, we will summon just to see if I'm wrong, right? If we're wrong with our perception of her, and she turns out to be incredibly strong, I let you know, to make sure you can use your summons there, but keep in mind, I'll most likely, when we get closer to the banner, advise you to just skip her for now and see how it develops. Yeah, in 4 days you will be able to get her. You could technically pick her from the selector, but if you're only 4 days away, you can make it work. Sealed Abyss. Ooh. 40% damage bonus for Lamia. Can we somehow shift this around to make this work? Yeah, we can just like put that in storage. No future proof? We don't know enough units. Like, we don't know enough units to know how future proof something will be, right? Specifically, if you're looking at like a Del Carlo and what she does, yes, she does the stun, but it's not a stun every single ult, but only every 4th one. Like the first one and then the 4th, and so every 3rd one, right? So it's hard to say. Like, she doesn't have like anything that seems like it couldn't be beaten, right? Just find like a super high single target damage dealer, and you should have most of what she can do. For everyone that saw that embarrassing Lamine ultimate, let me know, and I'll hide myself in shame. That was a terrible ultimate. You just realized there's storage? Yeah, I make a quick video covering a couple tips about this fight and how you can approach it, which heroes are good, like a quick tier list and stuff. But it's not like a high priority, because for the most part, I feel like if you unlock it, you should also be able to beat it like the day you unlock it, you know? Next banner is the 5th. The Daikalo banner arrives on the 5th. So, 6 days from now. Salt and Cursed Puppet. So we just need to make some space to get this closer together. Perfect. Do you just buy the perfect chart with the spirit scraps? Yes, you can do so. And I would say at least for like the first 3 or 4 SSRs you buy there, you pretty much cannot make a mistake. It remains to be seen how important these like ascendancy materials are, though keep in mind they're super expensive and you will only get like a level up every 3 days if you buy like the cheaper version. It seems like mostly that resource is what you buy when you've got everything, right? If you've got nothing left to get. So buying the SSR shards is definitely helpful because it also helps you progress further in your account. So yeah, nothing against buying the perfect shards. Just stay away from the other shards, alright? The other shards are only a 20% chance. Only buy perfect shards, don't buy the other one, don't gamble. Is Reza good for Mausoleum with Lamina Lamia, or do I just use Senior Argus? You can just use Senior Argus. The reason why we're using her is you see her ult cost? Because you're spamming so many ults, I'm just using her because you can pretty much get like a out of J3 close combat ultimate, right? Because the cost goes down to like 1 or 0. So it's just pure preference. I just want to find a piece of content to use her in, alright? It's not like she's particularly strong here, but we can afford it, so we're using her. But yeah, nah, a tank, a healer, and then triple AoE DPS is like probably the best one. Or you could argue double AoE DPS, 1 single target damage dealer. Like, double AoE, 1 single target, 1 healer and 1 tank. Healer-wise, I would say Bella. Tank-wise, Bella, because they don't even attack your formation, right? They get stuck in the summons. But what if you have a healer already, then you wouldn't really need lifesteal. Lamia isn't there for the lifesteal, she's there for damage. But yeah, her AoE is on the weaker side, definitely. Because it only hits 8 targets for this piece of content. So a Van Helsing would be stronger. Yes. A Van Helsing would be stronger, but we're using her because she's new. Right? We're using her because she's new and because we have her a bit too high awakened. But yeah, Van Helsing would be more of the optimal team. Is this more fun? It is fun. It is very fun. And also the campaign, like for example, one of the problems with War, I guess you could say, if you wanted to say problems, is the fact that the story was barely existent, right? This story is fully fleshed out. You get like at minimum one cutscene, like real animated cutscene, or like even drawn cutscene every time you beat a chapter. At minimum. And then you'll also have like these like dialogues, storylines. It is really well done if you care about that at all. Blood Moon Rising, what's going on? What's happening? Someone beat stage 70. Huh. Congrats. Thibault? Stronger than people think, but a bit screwed by the range of the ultimate. I guess the only issue you could have with Thibault is that the range isn't a bit bigger. But I'm a big fan of Thibault myself because of this. Like, in general, if you have a talent that scales throughout the fight, it's a good character. Incendiary Garrus scales magic damage. Thibault scales crit damage. I think there's someone that scales physical damage. And then you also have, for example, like Blood Frenzy that scales. Like scaling talents are always pretty good. Van Helsing scales crit rate. But yeah, the most important part is the ultimate right here. This debuff is really strong. Like, this debuff is really strong. Keep in mind, this works not just for her, for Theobald, but for every single character on your team. So no matter who you're running alongside Theobald, they all will have a 40% higher chance to crit against everyone in her ultimate. What char will be on the next banner? If you're on YouTube, you can go back 10 minutes and you can check out the 40%, yeah. Or is it higher in the gallery? If we check out at level 200? No, I think oh yeah, the ultimate, it does increase. So yeah, it might just go to 50%. Let's see. No, 40%, but 40% is crazy. Thoughts on Nicole? In my personal opinion, not yet useful. Not yet useful because there's no single target need, right? If you check this out, you do... Each time the ultimate is cast, blood soul cost increases, so obviously it gets more expensive, but to fastest enemies, rushes, select target, damage, I don't know. Like, she can obviously be pretty good at taking out like threats, but at least for now you can still just like nuke them or stun them with a Bella or something. But she can definitely have her space. It's just currently there is not a lot where you need single target. Can you tell if a gear has a faction bonus? Let me show you an example. Like this. So you have the armor class, and on top of that you have a faction symbol. So if your gear has 2 symbols, it's faction. If it only has a single one, it's non-faction. We should actually upgrade these pieces, you know. Oh yeah, priority on gear upgrades. Focus on your DPS first. And upgrade the helmet. Because the helmet has, like, look at the stats, okay? 288 attack, a 108 attack, 72 attack, and defensive stats. So for DPS, the order would go number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. For tanks, I guess you could do reverse, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But yeah, to upgrade pieces, also look at how expensive this gets. Be careful with upgrading your gear. You can get yourself in a situation it's hard to get out of. Like, look at this, 96,650. That is 10% of our current gold. What would be the increase? 50 attack. Hard to say if that's truly worth it, you know? Mass, right? Someone wanted to know what I think about Mass. Maybe she gets treated a bit unfairly. Okay? Maybe Mass gets treated a bit unfairly, but her role is an assassin, alright? What are assassins meant to do? Assassins are meant to get into the enemy backline and then eliminate weak targets, eliminate priority targets, just make sure they die, right? The issue is, Mass probably makes sure they die. Like, when the battle begins, the cost of the ultimate is reduced, so you'll be able to cast it. The big issue is this last sentence right here. She dies when the ultimate ends. Right? So, you send her at the beginning of the fight into the enemy backline, like you teleport her in, you apply this spark, so the ultimate does even more damage, then you use the ability, and then she dies. And what happens when she dies? You lose blood soul recovery. Because the more allies you have on the field that are alive, the more of the faster the bar fills up. So an assassin who's meant to, like, in the beginning or like the middle parts of the fight assassinate the backline and then proceeds to fucking die, kind of goes a bit against the purpose, right? Thoughts on Theopan, is he better than Friedrich? I personally haven't played around with him too much, but I like Friedrich better because, like, for example, if you look at this, moves to select location, channels, and shields allies for 10 seconds, inflicting taunt. He's definitely... So, okay. They are two parts of the same coin. Alright? They are basically two parts of the same coin. He is better at blocking physical damage, while Friedrich is better at blocking magical damage. Like, for example, how he has magic damage taken down permanently. But, let's see, shield, yeah. With this one, you just kind of, like 56% max HP shield is quite a lot. Theophan kind of sucks. It depends. I mean, we can look at the kit together again, but I wouldn't say. Oh shit. Let's actually use. Okay, it's not a lot of resources, but we also have a couple of those. Yeah, let's use one of the clocks. Be careful with your clocks. You don't want to end up in a situation you regret. So let's upgrade the talent and let's upgrade the ultimate. There we go. All right. So now we have 58% and 17% or 16% shield. Yeah, I mean Theophane. So Theophane, all damage taken will be recorded on the black shield up to his max HP. After you cast the ultimate, he gains a shield of 50% of the recorded number. So if you place him down and he takes more than 30% max HP, he gains a 15% damage shield, right? Upon which the damage record is cleared. Yeah, this is kind of whack, right? Like if you compare the shield between Friedrich and Theophane, it's 15 versus 55. But this is AoE to teammates, right? It does 15% max HP shield to teammates, while Friedrich's is only single target. Unfortunately, Starry-Eyed Iona exists. Best lineup with Transcendent Noah. Let's build it and let's make it look like I actually had Transcendent Noah. How about it? Deal? Deal.
Odd.
So.
As you wish.
Now let's assume we have a Transcendent Noah. So let's pick our Transcendent Noah. Oh wow, look at him! It is Transcendent Noah. Man, I'm so cool. I was able to pull an ancestor finally. That's crazy. So we have Transcendent Noah. Position wise, if you are a Transcendent Noah owner, second row is fine. Or even first row is fine, because he can get up to 50% damage reduction, right? He can get up to 50% damage reduction based on his shades. But you can also just place him in the back. So Transcendent Noah, then the tank you want Transcendent Noah to go with is Bella, because Bella passively heals the summons from our Transcendent Noah. And then honestly the rest, she's a must-have. So you put an a cappella in, like for example at the back, because you need more souls. You always need more souls. Then you kind of need a source of healing next to a cappella. So for example Starry-Eyed. So for example like Starry-Eyed or Seth or Edina. Edina works too. She doesn't work as well because she only like heals one target. So she doesn't, like, Amy doesn't quite count. Yes, you could also, I guess, use normal Aeona if you don't have Starry-Eyed or Seth. It's your best bet. And then to finish off the team, you see how there's only one space. You pick whatever you need. AoE damage, right? If you need AoE damage, or if you don't have her but you need different AoE damage, or like other AoE damage, or you just search through your characters and pick Piera. Piera is, to a degree, single target focused. And she also works with summons. But this only works when you cast her ultimate. So you have to cast her ultimate, otherwise she doesn't buff summons. Like, Piera is not as important in the team comp. You guys see Cia? Is it better use to use Cia or Piera? Let me go back real quick. I just need to verify some information. I'm like 99% sure, but I better be 100. So Cia. I'm still not quite sure how to rate her actually. Like, you have the bounce. Every 10 seconds you do a bit of damage. The summons receive damage up. The damage up is definitely more useful than the attack speed up, right? Like look at the trigger condition. The trigger condition from Piera is only during ultimate, and it's only attack speed. While the trigger condition for Cecia is it's permanent, right? So permanent always over temporary. Yeah, but I guess the ultimate has like slightly less damage potential. Best teammates for Transcendent Hearty. Okay, let's see. You know what? It's a bit of a weird pick, but Agaris can work with Transcendent Hearty quite well. He does AoE and he does inflict 5 stacks of burns at 30% that can be triggered twice. So don't forget about Agaris, right? Don't forget about Agaris when you think about a team, but the prime examples are definitely Joanne. Joanne, who can inflict a whole ton of induction. She can inflict a crap ton of induction. And outside of Joanne, I like to name Triss, right? Transcendent Agaris doesn't burn. Like, even though he's like this Phoenix person and stuff, there is no DOT in his kit, right? So there's like no synergy between the two. But yeah, Triss and Transcendent Hearty both do focus more on the single target side of things. So yeah, Noah, Triss, Nicole. Nicole can work as an assassin to also inflict the bleed. Yeah, those are like kind of the prime targets.
Have you also come to enjoy the night's serenity?
Oh! I think we found another guy. How could I forget about Gilrain? So, for those of you that have a Gilrain, third artifact should be huge. Like for those of you that have a Gilrain that actually use a Gilrain, the artifact right here, Eye of Truth, should be quite huge. Like if his talent makes his basic attack deal 50% more damage, then getting an artifact that boosts his basic attack by 20% makes even more sense, right? Servers. You just started the game yesterday and you can't find a server list. How many servers do we have and which one is the newest? I don't know. I just know that the naming scheme. And the naming scheme tells you where you are. Like for example, we are on 10,006, while America is like 15,000 plus, so like 1501, 1502. I really don't know. What you do, like what you can tell though, is by the progression. The further your leaderboard, so this one, Blood Moon Rising, the further your leaderboard right here, like for example, we are the furthest at like hard 2-3 with certain potency. The further your leaderboard, the further your server, right? We are on EU. We are on EU, so I just use the normal, like the non-US PC client download. Your current team are 1 tank, 1 support, 2 mage, but I'm wondering if I have to go a cappella or warrior vessel for Half Moon, whereas if I go a cappella, the melee vessel is going to be the only tank. You might have to take out a mage. Oh, wait, which support are you using? Like, one support should automatically mean a cappella. Yeah, like the server doesn't... I mean, the server really does not make a difference. Because Arena is everybody, right? Arena is free for all, everybody. And Blood Moon Rising, you get a frame, alright? Based on how many top 10s, top 1s, top 3 placements you have, you get a frame at some point. Yep. US servers have like a 50k guy. Yeah, I know. US servers have that, they have that special paycheck.
The longest journey begins with a single step.
Yeah, Arena is EU plus US, while Asia has its own arena. Like, for example, we could be looking at rank and everybody should see Evenil is the #1 on any single person's arena. I believe. Might be wrong. I believe. Because I don't think Evenil is in our guild. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Yeah, the last number indicates the server, yeah. Like the first 2 digits, like 10 is EU, 15 is US, and I don't know what Asia is. Yeah, they throw you randomly. But it also doesn't matter. T Harty, Acapella, Stereo, Diona, Bella, Lamia, is that already a good comp? If my only plan is to keep T Harty alive, I wonder if that's a good thing. Yeah, that works. Though you are only relying on... Wait. You might want to be bringing a tank, though. I know you are bringing Bella. Yeah, it just diminishes a bit of the potential of Harty, because Harty, right? Like Harty scales with you having more debuff-focused units in your team because of the ultimate right here that triggers all continuous damage effects. But it's also not that relevant. Like Harty is good enough that yes, you can just put it in. Is clans cross servers? Let's check. Let's check. So we have a member right here. We are on 10.6. This guy is on 10.6. This guy is on 10.1. So yes, clan is cross server, but not even between EU and US. Yes, even there. You're on 10.6, but there's a different one. Is there multiple 10.6s? I mean, we're only on rank 1 for these hard mode Thread of Fate, right? But maybe we're also on rank 4, it depends. I just know that we had the least amount of BP when clearing the stage. That doesn't mean we are the best. We just got lucky for now. Bella, because Noah is a backline fighter. Noah never should be in danger if your Bella doesn't die. So making sure your Bella doesn't die is more important than...
Cash only, no
I also look at the reverse. If you don't have this one on Bella, what are you gonna give her? Right? You do have the crit rate one you could put on your Transcendent Noah. Right? You can use this on a Transcendent Noah, but what are you gonna put on a Bella if you're not using it on her? Right? It's the trade-off between Noah has multiple and she only has one, but that one is infinitely incredible. Alright, are you ready to lose some brain cells? Let's play another round of Dutchman's Revenge. Dude, that shit took us quite a while for the last one. Should we enhance low level gear or better weight? Tier 4. Tier 4 with faction bonus is when you can start enhancing. Which drops towards the end of the first boss and guaranteed on the first chest of the second boss. So second boss, first chest. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So if we go on this, we open the door, but this closes. And if we leave... Okay. Let's undo. Let's completely reset. So we go through. We end the round. Door goes up. Yeah, door obviously doesn't go up. Right? We go onto the spot. Door goes up. We teleport back in time. Green or blue? That's green. It's like a turquoise, like turquoise. You know what I mean. Oh, the upgradable gear. Yeah, it's green. Green, but it needs to have a faction symbol. Starting from blue, you can work towards investing in it. But in general, I would recommend mostly only upgrading helmets and stuff. I'll talk a bit about more in it in a video later today for those of you curious. So if you want to see that, for those of you that haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe so we can work our way towards monetization on YouTube. That would be a great help in recuperating from our summon disasters, because our current luck is quite fucking terrible. But yeah, I'll be doing like 2 or 3 more. So we have a big team building one. We have artifact one, on which to use the 3 starter artifacts, like the first 3, because most of you might be getting there. And okay, what else? Launch tier list maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Kaku Demon. So at minimum, you're getting a Kaku Demon guide. So the second gear boss. You're getting second gear boss, team building, and artifact. Let's say those three. Let me actually write that down on my whiteboard. All right, there we go. I look French, but I'm not French. Yes, very true. What do we need to wait? Oh. Oh no. Wait. Is it just the same solution? Like we end the round here, we wait. Is it just the same thing twice? We just walk over it, and then we just teleport back? Okay. That's nice. Oh. Undo. I really love the undo button, you know? The undo button is goated. For real, to say it in common speak. I wonder if we can even beat these guys. Dude! That is such a huge amount of damage from these. For real, indeed. For real, the undo button helps a lot. For real. But you know, sometimes your brain is that fucked that even with an undo button, you don't know what you've done, right? Like at some point, it might even be better to just undo it all, to just move back to the beginning and rethink your decisions. Oh shit! Illusory deception. Yeah. So the distraction, the teleport, and now we're running two characters at the same time. So she can come back through the door, while Noah can't. Which means... Oh, okay, I have an idea. Let's try that. Seems logical. So we're going to move her out of the way. And then move with Noah in. Then end the round. We can try and distract one of the guards, because why not? Apparently didn't work. So let's just walk through. Then we take Mrs. Teleport back. We walk through, we walk onto it, we open the door, we teleport back through the door. Shit. So... Oh, we have to do it differently. We have to have her on the top one. Because this one is like permanently active. Wait, but if it's permanently active, can we just like... Or do we have to... So... Huh. Interesting. No, the other one also isn't permanent. I don't know. Hey, thank you so much, Em. Thank you so much. Hey, decisive victory. You know, my hair is even cooler if I were to properly do it. Send the guard in the corner. Oh, yep. Thank you. Let's do that. So same strategy. Let's bring Noah. So let's move her out of the way. Move Noah in. And let's send the guard to investigate. So we don't have to waste the time reversal. So now the door's open. We can walk in front of the door. And then let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we should be able to hit the button. And then we just distract this guard onto the other button, right? So we just go over here. Just make sure he moves onto that button. End the round. Yeah, it's shiny button. Shiny button. Makes sense it catches his attention, you know? Shiny button. Shiny button. Trust me. Haven't seen a shinier button. And this, yeah, and if we saved our time, so we should have this solved, right? Like from now on, we just go to the guy, we just murk him, and then we just TP back in time. Maybe we even used one time skip thing too few. But yeah. But yeah, also, for those of you that don't want to see this, just like, don't look at it, all right? So you can experience it for yourself. Hey, nice. Let me see. Can you help me choose between Bella or Friedrich Augustin for main? Bella. 100%. 100% Bella. Lamia, Transcendent, Noah, Acapella, Lemine, Bella. Perfect. Sounds great. The only issue, you have a bit too much damage. You might have to swap out Lemine for a dedicated healer for certain stages. But otherwise you're golden. So there might be stages where running 3 DPS is too much. Even though one of them gives lifesteal. So you have to be careful with that. Like at some stages you might be better off just replacing Lemine or Lamia for some extra stats. Yeah, I wonder when. Like it already feels like it takes a while to get to level 90. So the way to 200 is most likely gonna take quite a bit, huh? What do we even want to do? Who's the key holder? This guy. We only get to him if we open the green door. To open the green door, we need to lure the guards? No. Okay, it's permanent buttons. So... what do these do? What do I do with that information? You have a Van Helsing too, but Transcend? No, yeah. Is Lamia really worth gacha? Because I think my Noah team doesn't need a Lamia. I would say at least try to get a copy of her. But if you don't want to, you can also save. Just keep in mind you might also just pull something else useful off the Lamia banner. Is Lamia stronger than Lemine or is Lemine stronger than Lamia? Lemine is fully damage focused. And you also need to be able to kill with her ultimate. If your Lemine isn't strong enough to kill with her ultimate, her talent becomes useless. Lamia, on the other hand, can slot into pretty much any team and add extra survivability with the lifesteal boost, but she doesn't hit as hard in an AoE area as a Lemine does. So it's kind of like the trade-off between less damage, more survivability versus more damage, but needs to be a lot of damage, otherwise not as useful, no survivability. Because she does give lifesteal, but only to herself. Lemine that is, instead of Lamia. What are we even looking at? Like, how are these two buttons relevant? Huh? What the fuck? He hit us through a wall. Yeah, but only her first. Only her first ult costs 6. Otherwise, you can get down to 4. And if you can pull it off, like if you can get some kills with her ultimate, you get extra rage, blood soul recovery. Hati or Noah? Transcendent Hati or Transcendent Noah? I don't think it's something you can... Hey Mirapi, what's up, what's up? I don't think you can make an, like, decision just like that. It's probably a bit too complex. Because they, like, single target damage, Transcendent Hati should have the edge if you build around her. But it also feels like the synergy between a summon team is just stronger. No, yeah, but I think he's referring to Transcendent Hati, right? Jester or Friedrich? Friedrich. 100% Friedrich instead of Jester. Not just because of the base stats, but also because you can get big boy shield. Rage pulled my few singles of blood after 10 pull Fate Main got a Lamia. Easy money. Yeah, to a degree, right? Like Noah that has AoE but some single target, and he kind of has, at the moment, the stronger supporting cast in Bella. Okay, just Bella, maybe Ccia too. While... Yeah, while Transcendent Hati, she also has her supporting cast in the debuff style, but... What did we achieve by killing these guys? What did we achieve here? No, all you need is some sort of assassin. Gilrain sounds tasty with the basic damage artifact. Hati keeps on dying and you can't save her? Swap in another... do you have a displacement? Do you have a displacement unit? Like, for example, a Amy or a Starry-Eyed Iona? Then you can move Hati out of the way. You can displace her. Noah has a ton of single target, 2 from summons. Yeah. Are you talking about 8-6 or have you beaten 8-6 and you cannot beat 8-7? Yeah, because if 8-6 is the problem, 8-7 won't be any better. So you might just have to wait and get save a couple more resources. Now, but honestly, I gotta admit to all of you, I am not quite sure what we're meant to do here. Like... Do these guards... I mean, this guy rushes through, right? He goes in. Oh, can we bait them and then teleport back? No, right? You over BP'd your account, finally beat 8-7. Hey, that works too. Lamia banner made you want to quit? How? Like, you didn't get her? Or you only got an ancestor? Oh, 58 multis with no SSR? I feel you. We pitied... we almost pitied twice on the Lamia banner. I feel you. Yes, you can transplace units in 8-1, but I cannot show you because I cannot replay stages. So, you have to take my word for it, or like try it for yourself, unfortunately. And got Lamia in about 30, not gonna complain. Understandable. There's no pity in this game. No. It's the pity is 60, right? Like the guaranteed pity is 60. Everything before that, like you should never reach 60, but 60 is pity, and that's a fact. But still, what is the plan here? Like, what are we meant to do with these doors? So we lock him in, and then what? Oh, is that what we're meant to do? Oh, I should have just checked what they naturally do. I'm a bit slow. I should have just checked what happens in the next round, right? Instead of being like, what do I do? Why? Good question. Is basic attack worth upgrading on Lamine? It's an AoE basic attack, so inherently it's more impactful than a single target basic attack. So yes, but in general, first upgrade specials and ultimates rather than basic attacks. Okay, so far so good. Like, this guy cannot get back, and we just need to get this guy back into it somehow. Ah, but he just walks in a circle. Oh, he also cannot get back. Okay, so you cannot let them get out. But how? Move onto it and teleport back? No. Oh, reset back in time. We can reset them. Sorry. Is Nicole better than Hati? She doesn't have a heart stun. So if you want to use Hati to specifically take out a threat early, then that's something she can't do. Hey, Sang Yoon! Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Big follow. Thank you very much. If there's anything I can help you with, ask away. Okay. So we let the round go. They move in. Right? The other guy moves down. He's trapped. We turn him back in time. And we just trap him too. Right? He just moves down. He's trapped. And we just wait. The fuck? Did we? No. Dumb question, but if you buy a spirit from the shop, do you get the character? No. You don't get the character. So that's why you don't want to buy the spirits. Like, save that currency. It's like, you could say to a degree, part of rainy currency. Move on guard back in time again. So you mean that they're like synced up? Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. That if we sync them up, and then round end, they should move on to it. No, it's 1, 2. Or maybe that still counts, right? So we move through, we end the round. No. Is it good to buy the shards in the Covenant shop? Yes. The right one? Okay, sure, let's try. Because we did turn back the left one. So let's turn back the right one. Hey,
we reached
the
our followers goal
fancy.
of 930. Thank
Very
you
fancy.
everyone.
Very fancy. I didn't know that shit was so loud. For anybody who I busted the eardrums, I'm terribly sorry. I am terribly sorry. Should you hold your selector coffin from the normal summons? Under one condition. You've got Acapella, you got Van Helsing, you got Starry Idiona, and you got Bella. Got all four? Hold the 150. Missing one of them? No reason to hold. But yes, I am holding the 300. You're always on YouTube, but you went through the follow. Yep, thank you very much. Am I just like not getting it to a degree? Like they move after each other, right? Okay, so this one is. Why does this stay active and this is? Huh? Why? And what if we move ourselves now? Oh, I'm slow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was no reason to move any of them, right? Or at least better said. Okay, let's do that again so I have it in like one full run. Okay. So let's make it happen in one full run so it's easier for me to edit, to upload. Let's see if I can do it. So guy goes in, turn back him in time. We end the round. We don't end the round. I'm stupid. Good enough. At some point I learn, you know? That's the hope. Hey Lapino! What's up? But yeah, at some point I'll hopefully learn. We have him trapped. We turn this guy back. Trap him. End the round. He is trapped. So it was the right idea to reset that. No, wait, but beginning of the round. Oh yeah, beginning of the round. Yeah, this should be it. Because he's going to deactivate it. Oh. We should have stayed on the button. So we can just end the time. He moves down. He deactivates. Okay, now we have it. Solid. We teleport back. Fantastic. Took way too long, but we fucked up. Damn it. How do we get... No, wait, we can move forward. We can move through. We just can only move once. Okay, we're golden. We did it. Damn. What a brain tease. You know what the worst part is? This isn't even the last stage we have to do. Right? This isn't even the last stage we have to do. Because if I'm not wrong, there's a second chapter right after this on top of this one that we have to do. Yeah, it took a while, but it also feels rewarding to a degree. I'm obviously gonna edit it in a way that looks like we did it from the beginning. I'm gonna cut out every fight scene, make it into one like useful whole, and then I'll be like, ha, I always knew. I first tried every single stage. Now, obviously, there's no point to that, and you should probably notice that it took a bit longer than this. But hey, it is a fun game mode. 2000 IQ. Yeah, 2000 even. Very true. So, did we unlock? Oh! Hard 4-7? We're done. There is no way. No way we are making it to 4-7 anytime soon. Are we free to play? Day 1? Yes. Day 2 and after? No. But obviously, the mission is that I can make all the stupid mistakes so you don't have to pay for them. That's the game plan. Let's see. Sculpture. Sure. Alright, worthy deal. And let's take Mr. Gang Gang. Okay. We have an artifact to upgrade.
Shop. We have a wonderful selection. Cash only, no credit.
Hey, Exo was CPO. CP0. Exo was CP0. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Obviously, I don't have a notification for all of you doing it on YouTube, but I am very grateful for all of you also subscribing over on YouTube. Very grateful. Oh, like-minded people? There's a whole bunch. If you're looking for some of them, you can join the Discord. There's always a couple extra people that summon. If we take a look at our guild, we also have, we might just have a few of them that are like similar enough. Like this is a maxed out Lamia, for example. Interesting, but no. Free to play in stage 11? I wish, huh? I wish. So it was only base stats and the ability to equip this artifact on 2 people, right? So this might sound weird to you, but we are definitely going to be equipping this artifact on the only person it makes sense on. Acapella, right? Acapella the summoner. No, it's obviously just for the base stats. It's obviously just for the base stats. Because if you're not using someone in your team that needs the artifact, getting more base stats is a really good idea. Why is there an exclamation mark? Oh, it's like 500 gems, right? Yeah, 500. What about the... Yeah, we don't have any summons. We don't have any summons.
Oh, I'm so bored. Hey kid, don't pretend you can't hear me.
Did you hear that? Reroll and spend? Hey, sure. At some point, I'll send you my affiliate link once we can get something like that. But I'm not the only one that just heard that, right? Can I get like... I didn't imagine that. Can I get like a response if someone heard this like voice line interaction with the bass with that woman talking about how we cannot pretend we didn't hear her? What the hell? That is an interesting secret. How did that happen? That is so cool. Also, who do y'all think that is? Do we have any guess who that is? Oh, it's probably Lamia, right? No, her voice is different.
Why in the world?
I kind of thought like, she's like this, oh, why do you leave me out, right? She's like the sister of Bathory and they all chill together and Lamia is like behind the door and is like, oh, don't pretend you cannot hear me. I don't know, maybe. Okay. Ladies and gentle people, I think we're gonna end it here for today. It's not quite true. That's not quite true. We're gonna end the stream here for now. I'll work on the team, on the tier list, artifact guide, team building guide, all that stuff. Carco Demon guide. And if I feel like it, we might go live again later today. And if not, pinky promise, people. Pinky promise. Pinky promise we see each other 1 or 2 hours before daily reset. 1 or 2 hours before daily reset, so we can do our spirit runs, our arena fights, and other useful dailies, right? So we again do like a push from day into day. Or do I want to do a push from day into day? I kind of want to record it for the Lamia event. I'll have to see. But time for summons? No. We summoned more summons than we were supposed to summon today. Like, look at that. View details, record, 1, 2, 3, 4 temples. Which time is daily reset? 14 my time, but you can always check daily reset by this quest and clicking on the next one. So you see daily reset is in 20 hours, for example. Summon more? No. Hey, appreciate that. 600 on summons? I need like 25% up payment. Nah, we have to get monetized first on YouTube, otherwise we're getting cooked. And not just monetized, we also, I don't know, we need something else. Otherwise the shit is brain dead. We already have too much Lamias, right? We can only get, think about it like this, we can only get 3 more Lamias. That's all there is to get. That's not who we're gonna get, that is all there would be to get. So, are we that degenerate? Because we can also just get the rest of the copies from the Embrace system. We can just put her in here after her banner disappears. Like Bloodborne. She's such a good Bloodborne. We can probably just take out fucking Gilrain. We can just take out Gilrain, put her in, and then work on extra copies or something. But yeah, thank you so much. What artifact to upgrade from the guild shop?
Welcome.
Oh, let me show you something about... does having dupes make a significant difference? Only the first 3 extra ones. What's the difference between level 60 with dupes and level 60 with tree? Base stats. A certain amount of base stats. So... if you look at it like this, we have a Ressa level 91 with tree. And if it's a Ressa level 91 with an awakening, she would have 120 more attack, like 2000 more health and a couple extra stats. But that's the only difference between a tree awakened, tree unawakened and tree awakened. Yes, tree Transcendent Noah and Bella is a perfect combo. It isn't that big, but I'm not quite sure if it might not be like a percentage-based increase, like a big one. Oh, after banner gone, the characters go to standard? Yes. You can read it right here. After this Embrace ends, Lamia will become available. Keep in mind though, it is still almost 3 weeks until she enters the normal pool. Am I imagining things? I could have sworn she was moving, but that's probably because we looked at her in-game image too much.
Don't look like much at all. Why in the world?
I could have sworn she was moving. Yeah, it is pretty nice, and it also means you can get Dal Carlo on the 17th or 18th. You can add her too, if you wanted to. Yeah, so, I think we answered all the questions. Don't you worry, we will be live semi-soon, regardless. But I'm getting hungry. What's a real-time pop? Any real-time PvP? I doubt it. I know that once you beat chapter 12.3, you unlock another PvP mod called... I don't know, it's like a best of 3 mode, but I don't think that's real-time. Can I show you how to do 9.5 with the tank? I cannot replay stages. You would have to go back in time and see how we did it. But if I had to recommend something with only 1 tank, it's bringing like 2 or 3 healer. Yeah, okay, come on, hit me with it. We haven't yet ended the stream, okay? Hit me with it. Can we lose two 50-50s back to back? Yes, but you lose the 50-50 on an ancestor. So I don't know if you would say you're losing. That's for you to decide. Any advice for 10-8? No starry-eyed. Amy. You gotta use Amy then. Like, Amy should be the only option you can use for displacement. So it's gotta be Amy. If you don't have starry-eyed. Gotta be Amy. Or you need to be super tanky. Yo, Pope is for life. Unfortunately, you're a bit too late. We're getting close to ending the stream. But hey, shout out to Pope is for life. What's up, my man? Should I get a cappella from the selector if you already have Seth? Absolutely. 100%. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you have. If you do not own an a cappella, get her. Amy is shite. She always leaves one in trouble. That's only if you... she can't pull channeling units. You cannot move units that are channeling. No matter which character. Now I say this, I plan on spending about 500 on day 1. What should I purchase in my opinion? Go to my Discord. Send me a private message on Discord. And I'll give you some recommendations. How about that? Are we free to play? We played day 1 free to play. But no, we're not free to play at the moment. We are not free to play, so I can make decisions and stupid mistakes and prepare so you don't have to. But that's also a bit of like sacrilegious bullshit. We are not free to play at the end of the day.
I'm so bored.
Yeah, a cappella, more rage, more crit. Like, also look at the values of these buffs. It is great that everybody always talks about the blood soul regeneration, but have you looked at these values? 30%? 20%? Have you looked at these values? What is a good start? Any ancestor. A good start is any ancestral faction unit which you can get by looking at this faction. If you want a good start and if you're willing to spend a couple hours re-rolling until you pull a unit that has this faction symbol, which looks like a planet. Once you have that one, then you have a good start. Yeah, the transfusion tip helped you. That's nice. We had one last question, right? One last question before we end it, and that was artifacts and which artifact to buy the upgrade points for.
The melodious sound.
So let's check out the shop again.
The melodious sound of blood coursing through the body.
So
It's music to my
honestly, it depends on what the other artifacts do. Because I know that they probably would have been changed since the beta. So okay, let's check it out real quick and see. Deals 10% increased damage to enemies under debuff or control effects. You know what that screams? Hearty. Huh? 4th artifact is a hearty artifact. Immortality should be tank artifact. When HP falls below 50 for the first time, restore max HP. So this is a tank one. And the very last one is a healer artifact. So let's look at the upgrades to determine which you should want to upgrade. So upon crit hit, dual damage every 6 seconds versus basic attack has a 50% chance of grading attack speed. My opinion, Philosopher's Stone. If you want to buy an enchantment, buy Philosopher's Stone because it works for the most DPS. Like if you think about it realistically, this applies to the most because this one is summons. Right, this one is summons. This one is only basic attack. So yeah, this is crit rate, this is basic attack. This one is tank, this one is yeah, and this one is only for control units. But technically it works on a DPS against control. But yeah, but the second one is when applying control or debuff. So yes, Philosopher seems to be the best one. Wait. So you pulled an Ancestor, yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you pull 2 units and it's not Lamia, then your next one is either Lamia or an Ancestor. So it's perfectly fine pulling 2 units that aren't Lamia. That is great even. You know, I tried. I tried so hard and didn't get it. in the end, I just wasn't it, right? Like, we tried so hard to fail to pull Lamia on the second unit. We tried it. We tried it once. We tried it twice. We tried it 3 times. Yeah, we tried it 3 times and we didn't manage to do it. So congratulations on managing to not pull her twice.
The longest journey.
I envy you. I envy you. So, now we got a... Nice, you got 3? Yeah, I got 1. I got 1 without any copies. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, oh! Thank you for the Prime, no skill always. Thank you so much. And, yeah, as I said, we see each other in the next stream, but this stream is not the end. You're going to get at minimum 3 more vids throughout the day. And 1 stream at minimum before reset, and then probably something again around like day 4, day 5. Yeah. Hey, no skill, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. So, we see each other. And yeah, let's figure this out. Let's have some fun. And thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always, for the last 4 days. Thank you so much, and we see each other